You're listening to WZYE 95.9 FM. You are listening to WZYE 95.9 FM. The most influential name in Caribbean radio in the tri-state area. Broadcasting from East Orange, New Jersey. The most influential name in Caribbean radio. WZYE 95.9 FM.
With so much life, not even thinking that we would realize trust. That's why I say, Lord, please listen to this prayer that comes from the Lord. Please send us another Moses again. Oh, we just can't go on this way. Please deliver us today. Time to make them oppress us stay. So the children could see their way. Make them get on their knees and pray. Then I'll be up to judgment day. Oh, just can't make it this way. Please deliver us today. Be like the Israelites did it day. Please send us another Moses again. Lord, we just can't make it this way. Yes, deliver us today. Oh, we just can't go on this way. No, we just can't make it this way. Please listen to what I say. Yes, hurry up with judgment day. We just can't make it this way. No, we just can't make it this way. Must we get old and gray? And the children can't see their way. Oh, we just can't make it this way. Oh, we just can't make it this way. We like the Israelites did it day. Please send us another Jesus again. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, 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 oh. Lord, we just can't go this way. Lord, we just can't make it this way. No, we just can't go this way. Please hurry up with judgment day.
Do not categorize the blessing by colors. It is not the colors you need to watch. It is the character. Watch out for the character. I'm going to tell you that there are three basic types of people that you will interact with if you are a child of destiny. Can I share this with you? The first group are confidants. Confidants. You will have very few of them. Confidants are those people in your life who love you unconditionally. They are into you. Whether you're up or down, right or wrong, they are into you. They are in for the long haul. If you get in trouble, they get in trouble with you. They'll come see you in the jailhouse. They'll come get you out of the crack house. They're confidants. You can open up and share anything with them. You'll never inherit your kingdom until you find your confidant. You can't be David till you find your Jonathan. Having a good confidant is the key that unlocks the kingdom, because you were raised outside the gate and God's going to cause you to reach over the wall. You got to have a confidant behind the wall who can mentor you for what God is going to do next in your life. The problem with most people is that everybody they run around with is under them. And so you are forever feeding people who can't feed you. And after years of feeding them, they begin to drain you. You got to have somebody who can feed you so you can feed somebody else. Oh, y'all don't hear what I'm saying. Am I talking to anybody in here? You need the confidant then. The confidant is those few people that come along in your life that are for you. They are with you. They are intimately intertwined in your life. They are there to make sure that you reach your destiny. They will confront you. They will get in your face. They will get in your business. They will tell you when you're wrong because they are confidants. If you have 2 or 3 of them in a lifetime, you are a blessed person. Without them, you'll never be who God called you to be. You need to find your confidant. Number 2, the other group are your constituents. They are not into you. They are into what you are for. They are for what you are for. They are your constituents. And as long as you are for what they are for, they will walk with you and work with you and labor with you, but never think that they are for you. They are for what you are for. And you have to know that, because if they meet somebody else that will further their agenda, they will leave you and hook up with them, because they were never for you. They were just for what you were for. They are your constituents. And throughout your life, if you're not careful, particularly if you're broken, you will mistake your constituents for your confidants. And you will think that they are for you when they are really not for you. They are just for what you are for. And by the time you get through falling in love with them, they will break your heart as they hook up with somebody else who is for what you are for, because it was never about you anyway. It was about the causes that you represent. They are for what you are for, but they are not for you. They are your constituents. Can I go deeper with this? The third group are your comrades. These people are not for you, nor are they for what you are for. It is just that they are against what you are against. And the comrades will make strange bedfellows. This will cause people to come together who are not for you, and they are not for what you are for, but they are against what you are against. And they will team up with you to help fight a greater enemy. But don't be confused by their associations. They will only be with you until the victory is accomplished. These people are like scaffolding. They come into your life to fulfill a purpose. And when the purpose is complete, the scaffolding is removed. But don't be upset when they are removed, because the building always remains when the scaffolding is removed. What I'm saying to you, my brothers and sisters, expect the constituents and the comrades to leave you and desert you after a while. Don't be upset when they don't react to your dream the way you expected them to, because they were never really with you in the first place. Be careful then who you tell your dream to, because if you tell your dream to your constituents, they will desert you and try to fulfill the dream without you. If you tell it to your comrades, they won't support it because they never were for what you were for anyway. If you find a few people in your entire life with whom you can share your dream with, you are a blessed somebody. I can tell you how to identify people who are really for you. If they are really for you, they will weep with you when you weep, and they will rejoice when you rejoice. When you walk in a room and you tell somebody good news, stop being happy for a minute and watch their reaction. If they're not happy for you, shut your mouth and walk back out of the door. Oh, y'all don't hear what I'm saying to you. Oh yeah, because when they are really connected to you, they will be happy for you when you share your dream. Find somebody, look them in the eye and say, are you happy for me? If you don't get the right reaction, don't tell them anything else. You need somebody who's really going to be happy for you. I don't want just anybody praying for me. I don't want none of them haters praying for me, because you know you hate me and you don't want me to succeed. I want somebody praying for me who really wants me to be blessed, who wants me to be an overcomer, so you can put up your oil and stop speaking in tongues, because you know you never did speak to me anyway, and ain't no need in you coming up here in this hospital like you gonna pray some cancer up off of me. I'd rather have somebody who really loves me lay across the bed and rebuke the devil. And God is so faithful, he'll always give you somebody.
Trinidad, to leave here, boy, you must be mad. This is the land of milk and honey, rum and coke and easy money. While those birds as we were singing, alarm bells kept on ringing. Pundits on each pulpit saying, oh heart and our soul decaying. Suddenly we wake up to a living nightmare, not bliss while editorials ask, how did we ever come to this? But so long we hear it, you got to stand up and be counted. For daily we're intimidated. Every day our next witness silence, while we recoil from the violence. In our land there is a crisis, broke police, unruly ISIS, while sweet revenge gangs exacting. Police commissioner still acting. Trinbago, it's high time we separate the goat from the sheep. Tell them talk is cheap. We're caught in the world when we have to reap, while them police busy playing hide and seek. We're facing the world when we had to reap. Hey, oh yeah, save our land, Trinidad and Tobago. Oh yeah, oh yeah. In our schools, kids getting on, we're fighting, making porn. Our school girls, you won't believe, live MMA, they're pulling weave. Check the vibes, they're living by. Dance all slackness, get rich or die. Alkaline to Movado, mention maestro, they don't know. No morals, no ethics, there is a centrifugal black hole. Lord, we must move quick to wake their conscience and save their soul. So long we've been hearing evil triumphs when good men do nothing. No triggers pump while words be frothin', and while church attendance real low. Protest back plus them casino, while black market prices haggling. Through our ports, big guns they smuggling. Spanish women are hot like their music. Saucy salsa, human traffic, Trinbago. We can't wait. The devil making hay while we sleep. Tell them talk is cheap. We're caught in the world when we have to reap, while we look on them as more mothers who weep. We're facing the world when we had to reap. Oh yeah. Oh no. Oh yeah, yeah. Oh, now the nation's soul has been revealed. How they find Shannon Banfield, busy street, yes, in our city, killed by beasts who show no pity. Now there's fear and trepidation. What is happening to our nation? So I pray this one infraction will propel us into action. Trinbago, the time is now. We have to take our country back while these monsters flow. We cannot run from their attack. That is why I'm still saying, time to stand up and be counted. Our young girls, they're being hunted, not for jobs by institutions, but by clubs for prostitution. While from you gas, some arranging on the seas, cargo exchanging in the Gulf, drugs, guns and women, and the Coast Guard cannot stop them. Trinbago, the time is now. Look how the murder rate leap, tell them talk is cheap. Because in the world when they have to reap, before more of our daughters they put us to sleep. Must of this world when we have to reap. Time to stand up and be counted. We must defeat this threat they've mounted. We cannot wait for no messiah, like zero fiddling through the fire. But while the flames we keep romancing, the grim reaper keeps advancing across the land. He casts his shadow, slashing victims to the marrow. Trinbago, the time is now. Look how the price we paying don't steep, while some labor keep. Because in the world when we have to reap, we need a fresh new broom for a broad crime sweep. Must of this world when we have to reap. Save our land, Trinidad and Tobago. Yeah. Oh yeah.
I need you, Lord, right now. Yeah, yeah. I must tell Jesus all of my trials. I cannot bear these burdens alone. In my distress, He kindly will help me. He heaven loves and cares for His own. I must tell Jesus. I must tell Jesus. I cannot be. My burdens alone. I must tell Jesus. I must tell Jesus. Jesus can help me. Only Jesus alone. I must tell Jesus all of my troubles. He is a kind and compassionate friend. If I ask Him, He will deliver. Make all my troubles quickly and hand. I must tell Jesus. I must tell Jesus. I cannot be. I must tell Jesus. My burdens alone. I must tell Jesus. I must tell Jesus. Jesus can help me. Only Jesus alone. What must I do when worldliness calls me? What must I do when tempted to sin? I must tell Jesus, and He will help me over the world, victory to win. I must tell Jesus, I must tell Jesus, I cannot be. No, my burdens alone. I must tell Jesus. I must tell Jesus. Jesus can help me. Jesus can help me. Only Jesus can help me.
Keep me as the apple of thine eye. Hide me under the shadow of thy wing. O Lord, my Savior. It's so hard to deal with personal struggle. So sad when you feel alone in your trouble. It's real hard when you want to talk to a brother. It's so bad because of how some look at you after. So Jesus, come and be while you fix it. Come and be while you fix it. Come and be while you fix it. Jesus, come and be. Come and be while you fix it. Come and be while you fix it. Come and be while you fix it. Jesus, come and be. Cover my head. Satan want me dead. Cover my back from human attack. So Jesus, come and be while you fix it. Come and be while you fix it. Jesus, come and be while you fix it. Jesus, come and be. People see you smile, but don't know the hurt that you're feeling. Even as God's child, at times your heart does be bleeding. Where can you go when you're really looking for healing? Who know how to flow when your soul needs some restoring? So Jesus, come and be while you fix it. Come and be while you fix it. Come and be while you fix it. Jesus, come and be. Come and be while you fix it. Come and be while you fix it. Come and be while you fix it. Jesus, come and be. Cover me home from evils unknown. Cover my feet, so I'll never retreat. Oh Lord, come and be while you fix it. Come and be while you fix it. Come and be while you fix it. Jesus, come and be. Cover my brother, cover my sister, them who under pressure. Cover the preacher, every church worker, the young believer. Cover the worship leader and intercessor, every gospel minister. Cover. Jesus alone is the one who has the real answer. The one on the throne is the true and loving Father. He will hold your hand and keep you from going under. He will make you stand and let you know he's a fixer. Come and be while you fix it. Come and be while you fix it. Jesus, come and be while you fix it. Jesus, come and be. Come and be while you fix it. Come and be while you fix it. Come and be while you fix it. Jesus, come and be. Cover my mind. You know the struggle sometimes. Cover my mouth, that the wrong thing wouldn't come out. Oh Lord, cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it, Jesus, cover me. Cover the Christian in the midst of aggression. With the power of your right hand, Jesus, cover, cover, cover. Them helpless children, Jesus, defend them. Send help from heaven, Jesus, cover, cover, cover. All them radio stations that blessing the nation, grant divine protection. Jesus, cover, cover, cover. Cover me, cover me.
Truer words were never spoken. The less you associate with some people, the more your life will improve. Anytime you tolerate mediocrity in others, it increases your mediocrity. An important attribute in successful people is their impatience with negative thinking and negative acting people. As you grow, your associates will change. Some of your friends will not want you to go on. They will want you to stay where they are. Friends that don't help you climb will want you to crawl. Your friends will stretch your vision or choke your dream. Those that don't increase you will eventually decrease you. Consider this. Never receive counsel from unproductive people. Never discuss your problems with someone incapable of contributing to the solution, because those who never succeed themselves are always first to tell you how. Not everyone has a right to speak into your life. You are certain to get the worst of the bargain when you exchange ideas with the wrong person. Don't follow anyone who's not going anywhere. With some people you spend an evening. With others, you invest it. Be careful where you stop to inquire for directions along the road of life. Wise is the person who fortifies his life with the right friendships. If you run with wolves, you will learn how to howl. But if you associate with eagles, you will learn how to soar to great heights. A mirror reflects a man's face, but what he is really like is shown by the kind of friends he chooses. The simple but true fact of life is that you become like those with whom you closely associate, for the good and the bad. Note, be not mistaken. This is applicable to family as well as friends. Yes, do love, appreciate, and be thankful for your family, for they will always be your family, no matter what. Just know that they are human first, and though they are family to you, they may be a friend to someone else and will fit somewhere in the criteria above. In prosperity, our friends know us. In adversity, we know our friends. Never make someone a priority when you are only an option for them. If you are going to achieve excellence in big things, you develop the habit in little matters. Excellence is not an exception. It is a prevailing attitude.
Yes, 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 yes. Let me say a special hello to all the WZYE 95.9 FM listeners. Of course, ladies and gentlemen, it's In the Village with Uncle Tommy, Professor Wall Street, and you on WZYE 95.9 FM. And of course, ladies and gentlemen, we come to you every Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday from 7 to 10 p.m. That's Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday from 7 to 10 p.m. And you know how we always say, ladies and gentlemen, in the village, we originate, we don't imitate, we bring you the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Here we
You
go.
have our place, WZYE, where they treat you like friends and family. So if you're looking for a place to belong, going WZYE, you could come along. If you have haste, come with me. We do have Dad on WZYE, Santa Meditate.
And of course, ladies and gentlemen, that is the one and only, the man Rennie Muhammad, Dr. Love. He coined that for us a while ago, a while ago, a while ago. You know, but of course, ladies and gentlemen, we always say it doesn't matter what color t-shirt you wear. You have on a purple t-shirt, a blue t-shirt. Each and every one is welcome in the village on WZYE 95.9 FM. Doesn't matter what planet you're from Mazatania, Xenarania, Sonaranius. Each and every one is welcome in the village on WZYE 95.9 FM. And you know, we always say it, we're the only radio program on air that's dedicated to the people of Trinidad and Tobago, where we give you an oath / pledge that we're going to bring you the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Ansam LeBon and Marshall Nesbitt solemnly swear to conduct this radio program in a true, fair, and balanced manner, ensuring that all perspectives are given equal consideration and that the information presented is objective and unbiased. We pledge to provide a platform where diverse voices can be heard, fostering open and constructive dialogue that serves the best interests of our audience and community. Our commitment is to uphold the principles of journalistic integrity and ethical broadcasting throughout the duration of this program. Thank you.
And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen, the one and only program. Oh, yeah. We originate, we don't imitate. Let me bring in my pal, the man himself, the one and only young man. He, if you don't know, he's from some part of the country in Trinidad and Tobago. The only reason I know where he's from is because I used to go to all-inclusive down there. All-inclusive, boy.
All right. At least where I'm from has some kind of use to you, and I'm proud to be of some assistance. How
I
are
used to
you?
leave until and go all the way down to that all. I wasn't staying in Chumaca them time. Let me be honest. You know, because I used to live where I stayed in Trinidad and Tobago.
Right.
And that was the first all-inclusive I used to attend. Down in, some people say Sally Bay, some people say Celebia, some people say the beach, but that was a nice place in the country there. Tommy, welcome.
Yes, thank you for having me, and it's a pleasure being here. And I noticed that for the second day, we didn't discuss what color we were wearing, but we wore the same color.
Yeah, I realized that, you know. But Tommy, let me see if I could stand up. Let me see if they could read what I have on my shirt here. You see that?
Seton Hall.
Stillman School of Business.
Right.
You know long.
Can you read what's on my shirt?
Huh?
Can you read what?
MNCB.
NLCB Fontclair.
Oh, all right. That's Darren Shepherd.
Yep.
All right. You see? Yeah, man. You gave that shirt long time ago?
Few years. But
yeah, you're in good condition.
Maybe 3 years.
Yeah, you have it in excellent condition, man. You know, I'm sorry I didn't save a shirt from Forsyth Highlanders, man. You know, I used to push pan for Forsyth Highlanders them time.
That would, if you had a shirt from them right now, that would be a collector's item.
Boy, I collect. But Tommy, as we talking about that, when I went to Tranquility, was I going to Tranquility at that time? But yeah, I had to be going to Tranquil. I used to go in the Queen's Park Oval and pick up bottles to make a little change. Right? So it had someone who used to sell, a vendor in the Queen's Park Oval. So I used to get in free to see all the cricket matches. That time it was Shell Shield. Right? And then they used to have the test matches. And them time India used to come down with Sunil Gavaskar, Bishan Berry, Ventaga Ragavan, you know, and all them cricketers and them. And then we saw the people from Australia to the Chappell brothers. And then we saw the people from England, Jeff Boycott. You understand? And I used to pick up bottles in the Oval. I used to make a little change. First of all, I used to get in free. Right? The person who I used to work for used to give me free lunch and breakfast. And, you know, if there was anything left over by the time the evening, I get dinner one time. You understand? So I gain breakfast, lunch, and dinner free. I gain in the oval free. I'm picking up bottles and I'm making a little change. You understand? And
All right.
at that time too, Tommy, I used to take whatever little money I get and I used to buy one of them book. The books with all the cricketers in it. And Tommy,
Okay.
every game I went to, I used to get an autograph. Each one of the cricketers used to autograph their pictures for me. They don't know me now. They used to still look the little boy. So I used to go over in the pavilion, hand one of them fellas the book. I say, hey, Mr. Julian, could you pass around the book to me, Bernard Julian?
Yes, yes.
Prince Bartholomew, Inshan Ali, Rafik Jumadeen, Ron Faria, Richard Gabriel. I could call them like if it's yesterday.
Did you keep those?
But I gave you the story, right? And when there was a test match now, West Indies, Clive Lloyd, Rohan Kanai, Alvin Kalicharan, Roy Frederick, Garfield Sobers, Gordon Greenidge, Larry Gomes, all of them, autograph from all of them, every time there's a test match. When I left Trinidad on July 4th, 1977, all of those books are left in the building one apartment, 2 with my brother and his wife. I left them there. And I say, boy, when I come back home, I go take them. Because plenty, yeah? Because just imagine when Trinidad play Guyana, Trinidad play Barbados, Trinidad play the Windward Islands. Something in
a lot of books.
Yeah, and then the West Indies too. Whenever they had test match in the Oval. Tommy, all them things, but I tell myself, I say when I go back home, I go bring them books back to America. And I feel I might be sitting on a gold mine. So I went back home for the first time. I asked my brother, I said, I used to have some books behind our dresser there. You see them? He said, yeah, we throw them away, man. Them was old books. I said, you throw them away? He said, yeah. Look how long them books was in the 70s and thing. So we thought there was garbage and we throw them away. What I go do? It's already gone, right?
That's it.
It's gone. Tommy,
can't cry over spilled milk.
I can't cry over spilled milk, but it hurt my heart, boy.
Yep.
So I was a collector, and I didn't know I was a collector.
Right.
And I had all these books. That's why I could call them guys. I used to know all the openers in Trinidad. I used to know Rafik Jumadeen, Inshan Ali, right? There was another one called Imtiaz. There was Sheldon Gomes, Larry Gomes, Ron Faria, Richard Gabriel, Prince Bartholomew, Richard D'Souza. I mean, and the real like me, Tommy boy, when the West Indies team come down, right? I used to go in the nets, play in the nets, help them out in the nets. You understand? When they're batting and they're practicing and thing, early in the morning, are they with them? You understand? So when I take the book for them, they just say, yeah, right, the little fella, man. All the kite around, the kite in the locker and everything come back. Autograph for everybody, Both sides,
Did you ever play cricket?
Well, yeah, what do you mean if I ever play cricket? You asking answers?
Were you good?
I was good in cricket. I was good in pitching. I was good in running. I was good in football. I was good in netball. I was good in basketball. I was good in rounders. Any sport, I ride it. But it's a funny thing, Tommy. We had a fella by the name of Peter. I'll never forget this, And the only sport Peter used to play very well was rounders.
Okay.
I want to blast.
I get the picture.
All right, yeah. He used to play rounders very well. Let me leave it at that. And Peter was in the same building as he was apartment 4-3 in our building. Peter. Yeah, boy. Peter was very good at rounders. When you see rounders come, they see cricket and football and pitching marbles and things. Nah. He ain't lucky with that. He wasn't lucky with that. Yeah, but boy, Tommy, all these days, Tommy, let me tell you this. working at the exchange, and I started to collect baseball cards and basketball cards and all different cards. And I started to sell baseball cards too. So I said to myself, every time I bought a box or something, I used to, a box. It used to have come with 20, well, a case. It used to come like with 24 boxes. I used to take out one box and save it for my son. Right? That is when I just had a son, right? And I just saving them. And so after a while, I stopped going to them shows and things because I became too busy. And it just started to accumulate. And Tommy, those things became so expensive. I remember one time, how much did I sell that box for, boy? I think I sold one of them boxes for like $1,500 or $2,000. One box. A box, eh? Right? And I still have a lot of collections here, around here. I have Michael Jordan posters from like the 80s. Sports Illustrated posters, Michael Jordan posters.
Mm-hmm.
I have baseball cards from like the 70s. But it's just too much to go through to figure it out. Then I started an account on eBay. And I started to sell it on eBay too because it was just too much. But I I have done quite a bit, enjoy it very much. You have any baseball cards, any collector's item?
No, I used to collect albums.
Or
I
album?
I had so many albums. I must have had, if I had 2,000 to 5 to 3,000 albums, I had a little bit. I had albums galore, and I got robbed of it. I tried to sue the people who I believe robbed me, but it didn't go through.
Okay.
It didn't go through because they didn't collect the papers that was being served on them. They didn't accept it.
Anyway, let's go to the chat. Hanif was first in again. Good evening, Prawn, Uncle T, and all villagers. Hope you had a blessed and productive day. Tommy Muhammad was next. Good night, Professor Warshid and Uncle Tommy and all listeners. Tommy Muhammad says, when that Trinbago man comes on, gone, he's a PNM agent. He no longer president of Trinbago. The man could give you some good information, man. Anne-Marie, welcome. Good night to the host and all locked on. Anne-Marie, you're joining us from Trinbago is a PNM party group. All right. Fox says, the way Dr. Rowley is hated in Trinidad by some people will be a fool to seek a medical checkup in Trinidad. KFC, welcome.
Hey, good night, Mr. Washington. Good night, Uncle Tommy.
Yeah, man.
Good night, sir.
Mr. Washington, I want to shoot like rolling in back there. This thinking wicked oppressive evil government. You know they're going down the Gomarton and marching a whole crop field down there.
I want to show that. I hope I could get to show that before the top of the
down the Gomarton and so wicked and evil PNM. You must say she's some planting since she's 15 years, she's 19 now.
Yeah.
So why them finding all that money coming out to election and to do all that development by?
Well, it's EG season, you know. It's EG season, election gimmick season.
Plus, we look at the one next poor black man who has a chicken there. They look at the movie farm and all.
Yeah,
it's just sadness and the poor people out over the PNM by.
Yeah, but I saw that, boy.
People crying hungry by.
Yeah.
And very sad. What should I look to? How people wake up and see gunshots and even at the PNM, those the poor people. You know?
Yeah, man. Bless. Tommy, there's two stories on it. I'm gonna finish the chat first. Anne-Marie says, good night, Tommy. Mohammed. Tommy says good night to Anne-Marie as well. Tommy Mama says, why should taxpayers pay for Mr. Rowley medical bills abroad? Well, he's the prime minister, right? Any prime minister go anyway. We had to pay. We had to foot the bill. Yeah, we can't get average health care. Yeah. Caller, welcome. Caller.
Good night, everybody. What's going on, Tommy?
Good night, dear. Good night.
Good night. How you going?
Good night, Mr. Wall Street.
How you going, Miss Benskin?
Miss Benskin, I'm blessed and highly flavored.
Oh, you're not flavored. You flavored.
I'm flavored. That's not just favor. I have an L in there. Remember, I'm the storm.
Where you in Tobago?
What you want to be all up in my business for? No, I'm in Germany.
Hey, you're gonna meet the president, the premier.
Why don't you drink water and mind your business? I'm Dr. Rowley, night nurse.
Okay. Night nurse.
Anyway, I'm calling in here to add some bacchanal to the mix tonight. Well, I wasn't feeling well the last couple of months. Terrible pain and stuff. Had to get some treatment. So I'm slowly going on the mend again. I saw where I see on the Lady Parkway on TV. I saw NYPD had a band, a steel band, man, and it was beaten. It was about 12 people, but they hold their own. Anybody saw that?
Yeah, they've had a band there for a while, and they've had a band for a while.
Well, I play Mass on the Parkway. I never see them there before.
No, I never seen them before either.
I'm not hearing Tommy.
Yeah, I know that they have a steel band. I know that I've seen them.
I've never heard of it. They hold their own, and I said, they're really nice. And what I'm calling in about earlier clock, you see the situation where they close off the access to the crops that these young men planted on state land.
Yeah.
I don't agree with that. I don't, because, these are the representation of disenfranchised, impoverished persons. I'm not saying they are, but they represent. And, for you to go in there and just, close the door from them. And I mean, what are they supposed to do now? We complain that they are the ones committing the crime, and some of them get together and try to, and they hog some state land. So can't you sit and talk with them and say, okay, let me give you a 5-year lease or something to see if you lock it off from them? And did they destroy any of the crops? I don't know. I didn't get to follow up. And food is a shortage in Trinidad and Tobago, food. And I mean, Anselm, what is wrong with the PNM, boy? You're not getting through to them at all.
She asked me.
What is wrong with them? I mean, Stevie Wonder could see that that's an atrocity. These young men.
Storm, I think you'll be able to get through faster than any of us.
Yeah. You will be able. Go ahead, Tommy.
Storm, you can get through to them faster than any of the three of us.
I set up for them. And by the way, gentlemen, I get back my passport. So my ID card in the making. So you know who going and vote. And I am not voting for PNM. I saying it outright. I'm not voting for PNM. No, I don't like what they do with people in the past 5 years. Sorry, Dr. Rowley. As a man that is respected because you're the leader of the country, but I'm not voting for PNM. Nope. Not this Bajan girl.
I hear you, Storm. I hear you.
When they take back your passport, let me see where you go travel to.
Take back my who?
Passport. When they take back your, let me see where you go travel to Trinidad.
They're going to take back the ones they get the Venezuelan and them too. You want to storm to start something now? Barrel pass through the area, go and wreck up a storm and come with you, and then mash up thing, So,
I hear you.
Don't mess with me. It's the original storm, man.
Just don't make too much trouble there in Germany.
One named Diana, huh?
Don't make too much trouble in Germany, yeah?
They made you travel in Germany? No, man, I good. I sprechen Sie in some Deutsch. But it's nice, you know,
Yeah.
taking in your show and they are calling a little more.
Yeah,
I
man.
had to seek some medical attention. I had to fly out and see medical attention like Dr. Rowley too. But how
Yeah.
come you went to the hospitals, the system in Trinidad or Anselm? Dr. Diaz Singh, how come your prime minister ain't stayed there to get medical attention?
Why would you stay in Trinidad if you could go abroad? Why?
We all wonder why. But I was reading in the chat where Fox Islam said that he's hated so much that he
ain't seek medical attention in Trinidad and Tobago. If you could answer that for me, please.
So we go try call him and see if he can answer that.
He ain't answering your phone.
He'll answer you. He'll answer you.
You know, as I travel.
Night nurse, he'll answer you.
Night nurse, he will answer me. But anyway, my
Thank you.
diligence.
Thank you very much. Thank you so much.
Thanks for calling.
Everybody, it's
All
late
right.
in the night. I go and sleep.
All right. Thanks a lot. Thank you so much.
Welcome.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Night.
COP, welcome.
Wall Street and Uncle Tony.
Yeah,
Pleasant good night.
Yeah.
Same to
Pleasant
you.
good night to the listeners and them. Young lady, you know, if you is the night queen for Dr. Rowley, make sure and give him about 56 injections. 56 injections. But I don't need to put water in my mouth to say anything. You see, when elderly is drinking plenty honey goat weed and using enhancement tablet, they just go in foreign doctors because why our government will spend over $70 billion in 10 years in healthcare and have no confidence in the healthcare system. What example he's setting as a prime minister? What kind of example is that? And yet still our hospital over here, people under pressure, people lying on the ground, it have no bed, it have no tablet, it have no Panadol, it have no bandage, simple things like them thing. We hospital over here don't have it. What's again for them health centers and them? Well, shit, you know, for 5 years under the People's Partnership, health centers in this country is to open 24 hours.
Nah,
whole day and whole night.
Nah, I didn't know that. I didn't know that.
Yeah, for 24 hours. Now in Trinidad and Tobago time, 3 o'clock it close off. And citizens of this country contented with that. But I want to ask the Ministry of Agriculture and Paria, what type of human being are these? I thought the Ministry of Agriculture supposed to have a responsibility to assist and help the Trinidadian farmers and them. Dr. Rowley bring a white company from foreign and make them Paria in Trinidad over here. The people that had a little foul farm over there, the Rasta man, the little black man. He went there, he voted for PLM. He voted for the PLM, I know them. And now you want to come and move away the people them farm. And you will tell, sell out your things. And then a week time we went out of here, break down and move out. How rude and how disrespectful Paria them is. The man home, the man in his country, the man is in the country where he paying tax and buying groceries and paying health charge in his own country. They have no passion for him. How sad that is. You tell me the Prime Minister and the Minister of Agriculture, they get involved in that and say, hey, we can't tell this man break down his thing and go. We have to work with him and get a spot for him, get a place for him so he can do his business. But to me, like your intention is just to crush young black people business. The man say, well, shit, the man don't have 200 chicken. The man have 14,000 chicken. That 14,000 eggs he pick up every day. Why are they trying to deprive? Well, shit, an egg wholesaling for $2 a one. Like $28,000 a day they're trying to deprive the man from.
Wholesaling for $2.
14 workers, young guys, young black guys. What do you want them to go and do when they lose that job and when they break down the place? Go and make fears. go and join the rainbow colors, and then they'll get opportunity. Because that is the colors that getting the most amount of opportunity in Trinidad and Tobago here. How sad our government will be towards its own people. When Dr. Rowley was campaigning to become Prime Minister, he said everything. He said everything the fully citizens of this country. And from the time you become Prime Minister, he said, we have the government back and doing what you want with we money. Doing what you want with we money. I seen people crying on TV. They have nothing to eat. They have nothing. They're under pressure. Our Prime Minister just taking a plane and going away, going as he want. He acting Prime Minister, doing what he want. Minister of National Security doing what. Where is the humanity in the People's National Movement? Where is the passion? We love you, so we take good care of you. Where is that?
We had to go for the top of the hour.
Thank you all.
Yeah, man. Bless.
I'll be back.
All right, man. Yeah, let's go for the top of the hour. Folks, it's in the village with Uncle Tommy, Professor Walshid, and you on WZYE 95.9 FM. We're going to go for a quick break, and we'll be right back after this. Stick and stay. Don't forget, folks, should be coming up next will be the former Trinbago president, Keith Diaz. I already see him in the background. So let's go for that break, and when we come back, we're going to speak to the former president of Trinbago, Mr. Keith Diaz. We'll be right back. Stick and stay. Don't go nowhere.
You're listening to WZYE 95.9 FM. You are listening to WZYE 95.9 FM, the most influential name in Caribbean radio in the tri-state area. Broadcasting from East Orange, New Jersey, the most influential name in Caribbean radio, WZYE 95.9 FM.
We are back with you. It's in the village with Uncle Tommy, Professor Walshid, and you on WZYE 95.9 FM. Of course, you know, we come to you every Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday from 7 to 10 p.m. It's Monday, Tuesday. Mr. Diaz, have your daughter-in-law or your granddaughter fix the camera so you could see your face a little more. Tell her to raise it up a little bit. Yeah. Caller, welcome.
Hi, good evening to the panel inside and the panel outside. How are you all doing? Who can speak?
Yeah. Hold a minute, Gordon. Just have her raise it up a little bit so you could see your face a little more. Your face kind of, it cut off at your neck. Here we go. Yeah. No, keep raising it. Right, there we go. Yeah. We like it right there. That good right there. Yeah, you're fixed and proper, man. We want you to be in the middle of the pan, not on the bottom of the pan or the top of the pan. We want you in the middle of the pan so we could see your face good. Caller, go ahead. Caller, welcome. Caller, can I take this? Can I take the other call? Is Bijram, so we could check in with him? Is that okay?
No problem.
All right. Yeah. It's Bijram calling us. Thanks a lot. Yeah. Bijram, welcome. Bijram.
Well, good night. I just want to inform you that the operation has been canceled. I can't tell you what day, right?
Oh, okay.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's canceled. The operation is canceled.
Yeah.
So it's indefinitely canceled or
I hear you.
It's canceled indefinitely?
No, it canceled. I will know tomorrow when the doctor make the rounds.
Yeah.
I will know what day, right?
Okay.
When Keith Diaz is my friend, right?
Yeah, he listen, he in you. Go ahead.
Inform Keith Diaz that Lal from Fishing Pond, the man who was fixing Waka.
Yeah,
sick and in the hospital.
You know what? Let me bring in. Hold on, stay right there. Wait a minute. Hold on a minute. Let me bring him in.
Yeah.
Mr. Diaz, welcome to Indie Village. And we have on the phone. Bijram from Sandy Grande.
Fishing Pond.
Pond, Sandy Grande.
Well, I know him because he used to fix my waka, but I ain't in New York. He don't even know I'm in New York.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's a good friend of mine, man.
Yeah, man. It's just, you see the coincidence? Or we just have here like a village we have here, you know. Bijram,
Well, I am a Trinidadian. I go all over Trinidad and Tobago. So so it's a
Yeah.
fishing pond is where my great grandfather from.
All right.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
Anyway, welcome to the village.
Thank
Yeah.
you. Good evening.
Yeah.
Tell him I word too, right?
Yeah. Yeah. He hearing you. He hearing you.
Okay, man.
I'm in word two in the hospital, but I haven't heard from him a good while now.
Yeah, well, I in America about 3 months now.
He said he in America about
But
3 months now.
yeah, I know he went away and things.
Yeah.
But tell him he will come back when you get some chance. You can come and check me in the hospital tomorrow or Sunday, right?
No, he New York. He New York. Bishop, he's in
Ah,
New York. He's in New
Oh,
York.
in New York.
Yeah, he in New
yeah,
York. Yeah.
Oh my goodness! All
But
right,
Bishop, I'll give me your number.
Remember by name around.
Right. Yeah. I go give him your number. Right. I go give him your
Yeah,
number
give him.
so you could check in with
Nice.
you.
Lal is a good man, man.
Yeah,
Lal
man.
a good, yeah, he's a good one.
All right,
Bishop,
man.
Bishop, feel better. Feel better.
And keep us updated.
Yeah.
Keep us updated.
I hope I get the operation fast, right?
All right. Yeah, man. Bless. Right. Yeah. So, Mr.
Diaz.
Diaz,
Yes, sir.
welcome to In the Village with Uncle Tommy. And let me just take this other quick call, Mr. Diaz. 1 minute. Yeah, Gordon, welcome. Gordon, we appreciate you giving us the time so we could have talked to Bishram because he also knows
That's okay.
Mr.
Do you want
Diaz.
to do the interview and then you take calls later,
Yeah,
or how you
yeah.
want to structure your program?
Let me take calls after we had the discussion with Mr. Diaz.
All right, go ahead. All the best.
No problem. Yeah, man. So, Mr. Diaz, welcome here on WZYE 95.9 FM. You know, the #1 station for the Caribbean talk radio program as far as the Caribbean is concerned. And we are glad to have you here. How are you doing, sir?
Well, hanging in there, I have some appointments to deal with the doctor by this weekend and next week and so on, So, checking a few things up with the body and so on, It's pretty rough,
Okay, wonderful, wonderful. So, so of course, Labor Day just went here, and they had panorama and all that thing. Did you attend any of those events?
Yes, the only place I went to is Panorama. I'm a steel band man, and I played with the Rados in Panorama, which came fourth. What I notice here is that steel bands here in America have a very hard time. They have a hard time because they have to locate a yard. When they locate a yard, they have to get tuners. They have no bands in America is sponsored. They have to get tuners to come, arrangers to come, make stands and everything. It's very, very difficult. So I want to commend all the steel bands in America for carrying the signal of pan in our United States with Panorama and so on. And for the first time, I came to New York since 1978. I've been traveling up and down. And it's the first time I see so many white folks playing Panorama. And I was talking to a good friend of mine, speaking to him and telling him, this is the first time I observed that. And when you see these people start to come in, it shows that they have an interest in the pan. And the pan is now going to the international market. And what I feel is that Trinidad and Tobago recognize some of the contributions that steel band make, not only in America, but in the United Kingdom and Canada. So I've been to Panorama in Canada, I've been to Panorama in London, and I've been to Panorama in the United States. And what I see, I have to give all these steel band men credit, especially the elders who holding out to this man thing when nobody was taking them on and without sponsorship. Okay? That's my take on that.
So, as you talk about that, right? What about in your tenure? What were the years your tenure as president of Trinbago?
All right, I've been involved in the steel band movement from way back in the 80s. When Adam Smith is the man who asked me to join the steel band organization. And when I came on as a trustee in the very early years. And when I did that, I worked for a couple of years, and then after I came as assistant vice chairman under Fitzroy Henry, and then I became a chairman after that of the region. Well, what I did over the years is that when I came onto the executive, we had a change in the constitution. We only had a two-page constitution, and we had the convention, and the constitution was discussed among quite a number of seed bands, and they made valuable contributions because when you have a constitution in the making, you're making changes to it. It takes a long while. You can't just do it overnight. It was displayed among the member bands and discussed among the member bands, and we came up with a solution at the Seamen and Waterford Workers Union Trade Union Hall, and that became the constitution and we operate up to today. So that's what transpired.
And you was president from what year to what year?
2009 to 2018. But I worked in the Seaman movement for 28 years.
Right. Mm-hmm.
As from, as I tell you, trustee, I was external relation officer, chairman, vice chairman, chairman of the region, and then president. But in that tenure, I did a lot for PAN. I've not spoken to anybody for the past 6 years after I demitted office. What I would like to state is that nobody voted me out of office. I felt I did 3 terms and I didn't seek re-election. I want to let people know that. I didn't seek re-election because I felt I served 3 consecutive terms. That is it with me. Let somebody else come on and try to do a little different thing. And I was being attacked, and you know how the thing goes.
Yeah.
But I never attacked Patrick Arnold and the other past presidents. What I like to state is that from the first president of Seedban Association, some people even know the history of the Seedban Association. The Seedban Association was born in 1949 in August. With Sidney Gollop was the first president, and Oscar Pyle and Carlton Badai and all these fellows, and then Nathaniel Critchlow became the second president. And they had a very hard task for them. With those days, you was getting 25 cents and 10 cents and shilling. There was 24 cents, not even 25 cents, 24 cents. Was 5 cents, 10, 12 cents. There was 6 cents, 12 cents. It had penny, it has half cent, penny, 6 cents, 12 cents, and 24 cents. And then they had $2. They had no dollar. And that era, that is time that the Seaman Association born 75 years ago. And when I decided and I heard the history, I used to have dialogue with Oscar Pyle and Sidney Gollop regular as a young officer coming up. And they said we should put a stone, and the stone was placed in St. Paul Street. That's where they had the first meeting. In that first meeting, it didn't have no Tobago bands, it didn't have no South bands, only North bands. And men came with ice pick, bull pistol, choker, and all kind of knuckles, saying we have a fight. He never had no fight. The members there said they will form into an organization, and that took place in August of 1949. You see why I given you this history, because people today doesn't understand the kind of trials and tribulation that PAN people face in the early years. Today we have the organization is only for young people who giving awards. They're not giving awards to the older fellas who paved the way. Some of them get locked up. Some was incarcerated. It have a fella, a good friend of mine, named Straight to Heaven. When he get locked up, you see where you're from? He said Tokyo. He said, well, you 6 months. You ask you no more, you know. He said, you're not sending me straight to heaven, and you remain with that name Straight to Heaven from Tokyo. And that is how it was. You know, I just giving you a brief to how Steelman man faced, and they defy the law. And those days you used to say PAN is a noisy instrument. And they defied the law, and they said, regardless of what it was, they had no money to buy radio. They used to have Blockphone, Philip radio, and all these things. They had no money to buy it. All they had was a PAN, according to Ziggly Constantine. And they went ahead. What spread the PAN in Trinidad was when PAN men get locked up. As the story came, I will give some stories that Bubble Ups was a woman, she was a flag, and she was a lady of the night. But I knew her many years as working a young pan man coming down to go and play pan, you know, she Bubble Ups, Big Six, and you know, all these great Mayfield, and all of them. I know all of them. because these were the women who supported the steel bands in the early years. Nobody ain't making mention of them today. Nobody ain't saying nothing about them. Bubble Ups was a woman when they bury Ziggly and then bury the captain coming down Bukelele Street, Observatory Street, right by the Lost Peace. She hit a policeman and lick up his cap. And she tell every pan man, when the police come, don't run. And there was a lavo and the meeting coming down the road. That year, make panmen Ziggly and they went Point, who went Arima, who went San Fernando, who went Siparia. And that's how the panting spread through Trinidad. Because pan was basically in town. I want to give a brief history about the pan. You know, in 1881, Trinidad was the only place where slaves were playing, most Yoruba slaves. At that time, they had the African drum where they used to play, was 3 drums. And when they're playing that for the Yoruba worship, that's what you call Shango people, they banned it because the slave masters were saying that they're sending messages to the other slaves in the village. So between 1881 and 1884, they made a proclamation banning the drum. You know, Trinidad is the only slaves in the entire Caribbean and the America that invented something we call the tambo bamboo. The only country. That is being mentioned today. I hear a small piece in something they're saying about when they make the pan, but nobody can talk. I could talk. I have no paper in front of me, and I talking from my head because the steel band movement, the proclamation that they made in 2024. How many years ago was that? We come and get it, move up the history books. Pan as a noisy instrument is now pan the national musical instrument. So these things are not being mentioned nowhere. Nowhere. They just see that pan just happen just so. But in the 1900s, when the thing changed, the bamboo bands used to fight. And when they used to fight, all right, sorry about that, but that's my aunt phone answering there. But when they used to fight and do things, you know, wish you had this phone, boy. Take off your phone. Yeah. When they used to fight with bamboo bands fighting against one another. It had bamboo bands like Mafumba. It had bands from it had bands in Tagarigo area, Boomtong, Wake Island, and other steel bands in town. We had Alexander Ragtime Band. And in 1939, I want to give you the history straight. That a fella they call Mussarat. He playing in a bamboo band at the corner of George Street and Prince Street. And the bamboo the band was so large, there was barely any bamboo. And he decided to play the rhythm with turnover dustbin and start to play. Tuesday morning, by the time in the afternoon, Mando Wilson and Victor Toti Wilson, 2 brothers from Alexander Ragtime Band, come in town with the same thing. So we have to know this history. We have to be sure what the history is. People go and research what saying, to find out if it's true. But nobody, no minister ain't seen about that. It's just want the glory. The glory is not only for them, the glory is for the panmen who sacrifice, lock up, hey, who get chopped, who get hit with bull pistol, who fight. Them is the people who make the pan movement what it is today. All right. And when that happened, as the war came, the man they call Victor Toti Wilson, that's the super K. Toti is the super K. I don't know why they call him that. But but I spoke to him and he said to me, "You live in Cipriani Boulevard in Newton, Port of Spain." And he listened to the QRC bell, pang, 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 4 notes. And he put that, it wasn't concave, it was convex. And they take the sticks and meet it, pang, ping, ping, pang, 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 ping, ping, pang, 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 and they make rhythm. And counter melody, that would be called counter melody. And when the war came, they had never Jews, Eddie Manet, all of them jumping the thing. and they used to use the 17.5-inch drum, which is a TMR drum, come from England with carbide and there was acoustic through that drum, and they come and they used to use that. But here, how the big pan come? All of them was playing the 17.5-inch drum, which you call the duduk drum. The thing went to a fella they call Snatcher from Tunapuna. I can't recall the name now. A serial guy is the real name. They had a competition in Palladium Cinema in Tunapuna. Early man, all of them were up there. And this
Mr.
man,
Diaz, Mr. Diaz, is there somebody have something in the background? I'm hearing like if there is a radio or
yeah,
something in the background, a TV or something.
and Angie,
I hear the TV or something in the background.
yeah, go and go outside there and see if you could do the discussion outside now. We are talking live on the internet. Yeah. So my aunt on the phone talking to thing, so right. But what happened is that at the end of the day, when they had the competition in Palladium Cinema in Tunapuna, this man, Cyril guy, came over with a big pan. And to verify that, how I knew that is that there was a discussion we used to have in Trinbago at the time in Edward Street in the backyard. It used to be on Ash Wednesday. With people like Oscar Pyle, Neville Jules, and other fellows who came there. Neville Jules is the man who made the point. He said it had a fellow, all of them had a small pan. All of them had a small pan. And when they had the small pan, they see this man come on the sea with this big pan. They were the 45-gallon drum we had in the war with oil from the war days. And when he came on the sea with this big pan, they started to laugh. It was a big joke. When the competition finished, everybody threw their little small 17-inch pan and bring the big pan out. And that's how the pan to date, the 45-gallon drum, is here today. So don't ain't nobody, all of them run and make pan after that. But you have to give that fella, serial guy, credit. I hear nobody gave him an award. I hear no posthumous award for him. You pan going to the world, all about in the world today. So these things that I speak of is true. If anybody doubt me, they could go on the internet, they go in the library, and ask them, and they will get these things.
So, Mr. Diaz, where does Spree Simon fall in this whole thing?
Spree Simon is the man who played the first recognized song on pan. You know, there's a bandstand by Besor Street where I have a big African statue now.
Yeah.
Well, that's a bandstand there. That is where Spree played the first recognized song. I'm a warrior, and the next one he played there. That's where he played it. And he get it recognized when Kitchener want to make a calypso. He say the man who sounds free, but he's the first man play a tune, a recognized tune on pan. Give him that credit. And then he was in Taspo and so on and so on. But I want to give you something more. In 1950, after 4950 came, the Council of the Arts in England sent to all the Commonwealth countries for them to come to the England, because after the war, everybody was frustrated, no jobs, nothing. So England felt that they should have a big cultural concept, and they want other people in the Caribbean to motivate their people for coming back from the war. So when they send the information to Trinidad, the only people they wanted was the pan. And Sydney Gollop had to give a concert for 48 cents at the Globe Cinema to help. And what Sydney did, he ride a bike with a placard in front of him behind advertising this thing. When he reached McBean, rain take him and he continued riding through the rain. I will never forget that when he said, Keith, I ain't stopping, I just continue riding my bike for 48 cents, And that's right. You know, the first premier Albert Gomes gave $5,000 towards the band to come and travel. And when that band traveled, we just Trinidad All Steel Percussion Orchestra, we call TASPO. They went to England. They went to Bordeaux and then Martinique. And from Martinique, they went to France, and they take the train from France to England. When that transpired, all of them came back except Sterling Betancourt. He's the only one alive. He's not too well. I got called from England about 2 weeks ago that he was hospitalized. Nobody felt they should give them a serious award in Trinidad Now we have so much information about pan national instrument, but nobody ain't got to get him man. Wait until he dead, must he gain posthumous or what? I give him an award for recognition what he did for the pan world. He, Sonny Blacks, it had a fellow named Brent Holder. He got awarded by the Queen. Also, it had a fellow from Japan. He got an award. And Russell Henderson. Russell Henderson and Sterling Betancourt are the two people who start Carnival in England. Russell Henderson dead, but he got an award. When he got the award in Trinidad on the stage, he said, "Thank you very much," because a lot of you don't know what Russell Henderson. They hear his name, but they don't know much what he. But they are the two men who start pan, and they went and play for children thing. And they jump on the pavement and start to play, and that is how pan come in England with a carnival today. Trinidadian again.
Yeah. So, Mr. Diaz,
So, yeah.
If someone was to ask, right, who was the person that invented the pan? Is it more than one individual? Is it
no one person cannot take that accolade. Let me tell you something about pan. Pan is a divine instrument which God sent to Trinidad. He could have chosen any country in the world, but here what happened when they was killing people in the United States and all them places, he sent pan here to make an instrument. We come to the world now. That's what he did. So no one man anything that come from creation. If you want to hear the rustiest pan song sweet, get a pan play in church. You go hear it. Any pan. The pan song ain't more thing and you're going to church, you want to know that you same pan? When you come out the church, you want to do the same pan play.
Who was the first person to tune a pan?
Well, that is very difficult to really think because it's not no one person can get the accreditation with that. As I said, Victor Toti Wilson is one. Mando and then when they get the dudup, because that is also a pan too, they made that. So how you can play one person? They can't say that. I'm not saying that.
Now, here's a question for you, right?
Yeah.
I want to go here first. What are some of your proudest achievements as president of Pan Trinbago?
Well, boy, I will say not only as president, but when I started to do work in the pan movement, I started under Adam Smith. Adam Smith, I have to give him great credit. He was a great leader. But what are people and them? They just say he thief money from Nelson Street, he's a Bajan. All them things they say about Adam. But Adam was a great, great leader. You understand? He is the man who inspired me to come in the Silver movement. Say, Keith, we need a man like you. I will never forget that. And through the years, I work with him. I work with him to get, when I come external relations officer, to organize an organization, Pan Trinbago in New York. The fellas and them, when they get it, they get a 501c3, some of them get money, they shut it up, they change it in. Further to that, I went ahead and did quite a number of work on to make in 1991 to make Pan the national instrument of Trinidad and Tobago, along with a fellow named Cecil Hayward and myself. And who was present there who witnessed that? A woman they called Twiggy from Renegades. Malik started to make noise in the parliament. And the police come to stop Malik. And Malik said, hush him out. We come to talk pan. And Keith Sobian, the attorney general, came and asked what we wanted. And we said we want pan the national instrument. I was the chairman. Malik was the vice chairman. And they said, okay. So in August of 1991, they made pan the national musical instrument of Trinidad and Tobago. But they did not make the what they did, the thing was
the coat of arms?
Not the coat of arms, man. I ain't reached that yet. Everything, you jump. They didn't make the proper requisite in the writing what the pan national instrument is. We didn't have it, we didn't put the writings before.
Resolution.
Yeah, when the resolution, I was trying to remember the word. When the resolution with Patrick Manning did not put that. So what Dr. Rowley did, he put the resolution in place and put that in place. And both opposition and thing supported it. That's the first time it had something like that in the history that the opposition support the government in one thing for years. I always mention that because without that had to go down in history, because not one person objected to that, So anyhow, continue, when I did that, we started Steel Band Month. Going back to the history, what I'm telling you is that the association started in August 1949. So we said that if we get the steel band, the national instrument in August, let us make the month of August steel band month. I am the one who went and tell Mr. Serret that, Owen Serret. And that is how the thing come up. You know what happened after? Melville Brand, former president, and myself went to Clico. I had known a fellow called Kenny John Siller, and we approached, I wrote a letter to Mr. Lawford Dupre. And Mr. Dupre passed on, he gone to the great beyond. But I must tell the people what Dr. Dupre did. No other sponsor come and support me but Clico and Lawford Dupre. He told John Siller, get them what they want. John Siller say, I say, what about 100,000? He said, sure. And we get the 100,000. And it went between the four regions, North, East, South Central, and Tobago. Four regions get 25,000 each. That was the first steel band month. And we went ahead and had church service and so on. That is my brainchild. Today, you don't even hear that. They don't give any history on that. So another thing that I did, I been traveling I went to Northern Illinois University with Clifford Alexis was the tuner. And I met a white guy there. And he have some tool, call it a pushback tool, but it's made of steel. So I said, how you go push back the note with steel? Steel, it must have damaged the note. What the tuners use is a piece of wood. So the note wouldn't get damaged when they go pang, 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 and they push it back, pok, 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 pok. So use the wood. And we had organized a whole thing with Mr. Sullivan. But I was president, so I in charge of you and Keith from Siparia at the time. And other people we had formulated a committee, Henry Fitzroy Henry, and we had Keith, I'm trying to remember his name. He was very important. He did a lot of work. Keith Bayer. And we had a committee of about 12 of us. And we sat down to discuss the terminology, and they call it a glossary of terms. Because they was calling pan sticks mallet. They don't call a mouse something else for a computer. They call it a mouse. You don't see no tail, it's a mouse. So I said at the time, how we will call these things their names? So we did a glossary term where the Bureau standards sent out to the world. After that, people stopped interfering with it. So that is done. You go and check at the Bureau standards, you will see the book called a glossary of terms, or what we call all the things we use for pan and making pan. That was done. Another thing I did, I'm going ahead. No, I have no paper. I'm talking from my head. When there's confusion in the judging of Panorama, a Chinese boy named Chinese David Nunes, and myself. That time I was representing Salif in the Trinbago. And we said that we look at the Olympics and they remove the highest and the lowest and take the center. And so that has a fair share of nobody can say a favorite, because if you say favorite is on a game 90 something points. And you don't like me and they game 50 points. You take up the highest and the lowest and take the average at the center. And that was done by a fellow named David Nunes and myself seconded. Right? So today still have it. That's how we judge. Then further to that, when I came president, I felt that we need to hear from the PAN people, that all the arrangers. Was in St. Anne's, was a meeting between the arrangers and the adjudicators to come up with a solution how Orwell Wright, Merle Albino Di Coto, Justin Seeley, and even this one, Pat Bishop, all of them were there. And the battle between the adjudicators and the arrangers, and they came up with a format of how they should be judged in Panorama. That went out in the world. Right? I don't know if they still keep it, but that's what we did. I did that. Then I opened a Tuners Guild so that we tuners will have a say. But people Otherwise, I wasn't the president of that. I opened it. But the tuners and them, Henry was president in charge and seen by Fitzroy Henry. So it that. Then I went on to do a pan tuning course under Tanti Joe Newell Williams. I started it first. When we get the allocation, there's a figure of 2,000 remaining from the budget allocated. And she felt that because I did a comprehensive report, because it's funds from the government, and we used to go by a fellow named Zephyrin, and we reported with him. And I'll say, boy, I'm the president, I'm a tuner, let me do it in all the regions. That's how it went to all the regions. Okay? So we had done a thing with tuners because I was at the time I was seeing that there was a decrease in tuners because they was using the poison drums and they were dying off because when they inhale the poison drums and so on. That was done. Right? And I went on. That was before I became president. So Mr. Arnold take the kudos. I don't have a problem with that. Mr. Trinbago. I did work on the ground. But today I'm seeing something different that nobody is talking about the past officers who did the groundwork. It have a lot of people think. Now, as I continue, I must mention that I met a son of Sidney Gollop in New York here on Saturday, and he thanked me because I went to Mr. Manning and asked him for a house for Sidney Gollop, and he gave him the house at Peppercorn rent. You would like to hear how I get on with that meeting with the Prime Minister. But I have to give him great credit because he didn't put me on the Prime Minister office. I was very voicy for us. But after today, his wife and his grandchildren still live in the house at peppercorn rent of $25 per month. That's for the first president of the Seaman Association. That's what I did. You see, today now, I ain't receiving the kind of assistance that I'm supposed to receive. And I want to continue with more things. One of the main projects that I worked on, I remember before I became president, I was going to our Orisha prayers in Tableland. And I stopped in by the junction with a Trinbago vehicle. Some man said to me, I don't know his name, Trinbago, we want pan in the countryside, boy. I said, what? And then he said, we only paying all the pan in town. And I kept the name until I became the president. After I got in the presidency, I began without any help from the government. And I take the money that he is making on the greens. The same greens they bat me down for. It started in March, April, May, June, July, August, September. September I cut off because we had the annual general meeting. And I used to pay the band money. I used to pay for the transport for the pans. I used to pay for the maxi for the pans. So when the bands got their money, the band will get the money, not whether you see the transport is to be vary. You could ask our truck man here and make adjustment with our maxi and so on. So that was paid separate. So when the band got $10,000 was for the appearance fee, they could have done something with that. And I continue that once a month. Toko, Grand River, tourist people come from all parts of the world, have local tourism. No way in Trinidad have so many places that could go and do local tourism. I saw on the TV here in America where a fella come from Ghana and showing how many places we could go to for local tourism. But our Ministry of Tourism had nothing to do with that. They don't push that. They don't push it pan. But now I don't know what they're going to do. But at the time, they didn't do that. But I want to continue again. When the pan in the countryside started to go, I went in Bish. Some people said, a woman called me, she bring a trophy, she has sell 5,000 in Polori. You know what $5,000 in Polori is? Like plenty money. Right? And she thanked me. All the people who sell local produce and all where we go sold out. Who sell fudge, tolom, pone, sweet bread. When we went in Kumoto, they bring provision people buy it out. Nobody ain't come up with no idea since that. So that did. Because the new president, they want to go that way because that's Diaz project. I didn't used to think so, right? So these are some of the things that I also want to mention. I have in my possession every single audited financial statement up to 2018 when I was in office before I demitted. I am hearing that they're saying they now have accountability, and we had accountability all the time. I want to bring it and prove it and show the black and white, the audited financial statements of Trinbago. Panilco Foster was the auditor. You understand? They tried to do me a job. They side with this fella and they side with Mark Bassan to lick me up. Mark Bassan took a picture of my house. I still pay mortgage for my house. Saying I take the money from the building. I never get no money from no building to build my house. I never even get money from the building for Trinbago in my 10 years as president. I never get a cent, not one single penny. But they're saying how I take money from the to build house. Right?
Mr. Diaz.
Yes, I hear you.
Were you the president when the land was gifted to Trinbago?
No, sir. I was just an officer. That was on the Patrick Canal.
Okay.
We had a piece of land in Shagaramas. And under the UNC had a chairman down there, woman. And Eric Williams had given us that piece of land. And when I was president, I paid $27,000 to WASA for water it on that property. If you're going to Trinbago, you might still have the bill. But what happened, when we went down to talk with the lady, we had no other proof because Trinbago had a fire, if those people remember, on Edward Street, and all that paper was burned up where Eric Williams gave us. Basio Pandey come and give us 99 acres. It was $99, $1 acre. So, and you paid $99. No, we paid $99 for the 13 acres, but it boiled it down to 11. Why? Because there are 3 rivers. The Aruka rivers coming from by the prison. The other river is from Tagarigo, which coming from the Tagarigo orphanage, and there's a small river coming from the vicinity of the Twin City area. All that floating in the back of the building. When the land was given, Pandesi was to build the building, but he demitted office and he lost the election. When it come now, Patrick Madden said he go build it. He said when he finished build the Napa, Color Hut will build it. Bacana started Color Hut. We going on the side, nobody can talk to me, and so on. They changed Color Hut and they bring Garcia. Garcia had one, he said, I'll have a meeting with Ole. No, that meeting never materialized, and I think Ole go find out the thing other than that. So we never get anything. I tried to get also Gypsy was trying to get the thing clear from Udicut, but they said no, Udicut will go ahead and build it. Up to now, Udicut will build it, right? So that is how the land came. There was a fella selling pumpkin, growing pumpkin in the land, and he tell Mr. Arnold, "Oh God, let me finish the pumpkin." And I said no. And then I said we want the land to build it. What happened? Allocation of the funding, I can't remember the amount of money, was done by Ifibo Wilkinson, the PS in the Ministry of Culture. And Ifibo means you had to have requisition to get any money, like what do you call it, cement, sand, workers, everybody, requisition. Trinbago never under Arnold never got sent. So people in the media and Mark Bassan, we keep going on and saying, look what they're doing, what they do with the money, what they do with the money, right? Patrick Arnold never get no money to say put in his hand on the money from the building. Neither I never receive a cent.
So Mr. Diaz, let's back up a little bit. Did Trinbago ever get a deed for that 11 acres of land?
They get it. I left it there.
So
I saw it.
1 minute. You saw a deed for the 11 acres of land in that Trin City area?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so
Yeah,
there is a
yeah,
no. Wait.
yeah,
We want to clarify something. We want to clarify because there are people for political expediency who are saying that Trinbago never had a lease for the land.
They had a lease.
You as president of Trinbago saw the lease for that 11
Yes,
acres
sir.
of land.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so let me clarify that. Folks, there is a lease for the land, 11 acres of land, according to the former president of Trinbago, Mr. Diaz. Correct?
I am sure. I saw it. They paid $99. Mr. Kanai, Peter Kanai paid that money. I not hiding nothing.
Right.
I belong to no political party, so don't
Right.
come and tell me anything.
No.
Right.
So, Mr.
So I
Diaz,
ain't here.
yeah, we're going down the road now. So, Mr. Diaz, we coming forth and then we could go back. So, Mr. Diaz, how could Trinbago now give up 11 acres of land with a deed in order to get a building in Port of Spain? Help us now.
I can't answer that question. That's a difficult one for me. What I have to say on the matter, my grandmother tell me when you get land, don't gateway.
Correct.
Right. I feel the steel band movement labored in Trinidad and Tobago. When everybody, sport never get chopped, sport never get thing, the steel band man get chopped, steel band man get the head bust, steel band man take the police, steel band man face the lock up for this pan thing where they don't make the national instrument. So when they got piece of land, we lost, you won in Shakaramas. I say you gotta give it that piece of land, leave it to me, and leave it and give it the one in tongue, like my state.
So, Mr. Diaz, you as former president, you know, you don't have to answer this question. Do you believe the current president of Trinbago, Mrs. Beverly Ramsey Moore, erred in giving up that piece of land because Malcolm X says land is the basis of everything? And for a black organization in Trinidad and Tobago, I'm telling it like it is now, you know, to have 11 acres of land, and this is not you, Mr. Diaz, and the prime minister who said he could be the blackest man in Trinidad and Tobago, taking away 11 acres of land from a cultural iconic institution like Trinbago. How could that be? And the president of Trinbago, Beverly Ramsey Moore, go for that?
Well, here what I say. That land value over $65 million. As I said in Shagaramas, the big people and them who want the land to do all kind of thing. You had the yachties and all of them with kayakers and them, the places have fun thing. They was seen about that. So we lost that. So up the road there, opposite side, you can't go going on. They had the big mall, they have a next mall, they build up. Everything going up there. So the value of land going up. But what happened is that they said to me by the Ministry of Works that they're not approving the building to go and have any building because the lay-by could come out from the building to come into the highway. They have a little bend on the highway. They're coming to Port of Spain.
Yeah, lay-by.
Lay-by. But you know, they have two other lay-bys, one in Arima and the one lower down, that come into the same highway. But Pan can't get that. So what was told to me that they would have to build a road from behind Blue Waters. And that road would have cost $11 million. When we had some discussion with Mr. Suresh Rambichan, he said the things gone up, it will be 70 million to build the bridge and the road. You know, I understand that. So I have no problem with that. Because as I said, it have 3 rivers coming into the back of the land. That takes away a lot of land space. How the 3 rivers are running. So my answer to this is, you see what me? I want the land in Trinity and the land in town. I can't answer for the president of Trinbago. I cannot.
So, Mr. Diaz.
Yeah.
It just appears to many people that I'm not trying to get you to answer for.
Oh, all right, okay.
I'm not trying to get you to do that. Who started the building on that land?
Mr. Patrick Arnold.
Right.
Under his presidency.
Right. So who was actually constructing it? Was it Udecut Who was actually doing the
At the
construction?
time, they had allocated money for the building, and the allocation was being allocated by the permanent secretary, Mr. Ifibo Wilkinson, under the Ministry of Culture.
How much was
And
that?
what
How much was that?
I can't remember the figure. I don't want to get a wrong figure. I can't remember because
And
I don't have no documents here. I can't remember.
I mean 10 million, 15 million, 20
I
million.
don't want to give you an answer to give you the wrong answer for them to say I said that.
Okay. All right.
Right.
All right. But there was an allocation made 40 billion. That's how it started.
Yeah, because the allocation was given. And what has happened is that there was a flood from the Tagaruga River, which runs parallel to the building. And the building was low down. If you're passing on the highway, you'll see it have a little dip.
Yeah.
So the fellow, Clive Zander Alexander, was the
Yeah.
architect. So he said it will cost more money. And so God, and I said, oh God, boy, this one now, what do you go tell them? And that when they use up the money is stop. Full stop. Right? That's it.
Was there any promise? So for example, Udecut is now going to do the building in Port of Spain, right? 100 and something million. Why couldn't they take half of that money and finish the construction in Trin City, right? Because there's already land there, there's a structure there, and finish that structure for Trinbago?
Well, I would not be able to answer that, sir, because I tried to get a dialogue with them. I had no dialogue with Mr. Garcia, so I can't give input as to what his mindset would have been. I can't give an input to that. What I know, I tried to get the building going ahead, and it fall to nothing, zilch, right? And I was criticized from Trinidad and Tobago every Monday morning. What Trinbago do with the money? We never get no money. You check the records. Go. You have public thing to check it to see if we ever get the money. But they come down on me and say all kind of thing about me.
But you know, as we talk about all kind of things, there was news printed with you with respect to our BMW. You want to clarify that?
Well, let me tell you something. I want to clarify that because I haven't spoken about 6 years.
Yeah.
I was the president when they bought a Mercedes Benz, a used one for about 10 years. But the cost to repair that was so great that Mr. Anthony McQuilkin felt that we should should have a different vehicle. So I had a friend in England, just like anybody who was bringing vehicles, cars in the country, he said he would bring one, but he bring two. And the car was, it was 5 years or more. I can't remember exactly, but I never ordered two cars. But the good fella, Mark Bassant, went and got call of a vehicle and said that is the car I bring down, which is not true. The vehicle is still on the port. It's still on the port today,
Right. So it was a I have it right here. Let me tell you what it said it was. Hold on, Let me tell you what it said it was. It was a BMW X5.
Yeah.
2001 vehicle. The BMW X5 in the midst of Trinbago controversy.
Yeah.
Gray. Look like a gray. MK51 NYN.
Yeah, it wasn't no grade. That's what they said it was, but it was no grade.
Yeah. I'm just talking about the picture they have here. There's a picture they have. He had in the
Right.
newspaper.
All right. Okay. Well, what a certain fella did, who was an officer, like when we had a meeting in the executive, he asked our vehicle for himself, and they said no, because he was the vice president.
Right.
And they went ahead and approved the one vehicle, but the fella who was bringing the vehicle for me, he bought one for himself, which is an Audi, which he cleared. He cleared the Audi, right? The Audi wasn't saying he cleared up because that was his vehicle, right? So anyhow, when I tried to verify that, and I went to think, I get a transcript. I have the transcript of everything this gentleman did over the air. When he went on the media, he went on the papers. When he went to he went on the television. And you did a thing work on me. But you see, when fellas seeking to get other work, they tell a story to disgrace somebody, but they go have a backlash to them. Right? I saying so because let me tell you something. I get a heart attack with that statement. They desecrated my name. Like if I do something wrong. I never did nothing wrong. Right? The fella never got paid for it, right? Because when he bring in the vehicle, he had to clear it and then come for payment. We never pay nobody for our vehicle to come in here. Like how they do anything with it, and all the people who in the bamboo that bring vehicle, and when they bring it, you go and buy it. That's the same thing. And
So
it was approved. It was approved by the executive.
you
So
you never owned that vehicle.
no, sir.
Okay. So it was just a story to destroy your name and character.
That's right. Cooped up. And you know what is bad is that the minister then believe when I try to have dialogue with the minister, she ain't want to talk with me. They want to talk with me. I dishonest, all kind of things they say. But what this thing is our way. Yes, come back to hold them. Just remember what I say.
Yeah, I
Right?
mean, all right. So we kind of because people were kind of figuring out want to try. That was in the past, but now that you will be back in the news again after this interview, I know that because you have clarified some things that for political expediency certain people are using, and I say political expediency, to benefit themselves. And one main thing was the one with the lease, in that they were stating that Trinbago didn't have no lease for that land. We clear that
I
up. We don't want to go
yeah,
back.
yeah, all
Yeah,
right.
yeah, but here is another question, right? How has the steel band movement evolved over the last few years?
Well, that is a very long question and a very intelligent question. I feel the development of the steel band we had is when many presidents try hard to change the atmosphere of the pan movement. From my time, it came with George Goddard, and George Goddard get away with the PNM. After George Goddard, Roy Augustus. After Roy Augustus, before Roy Augustus was Mr. Melvin Bryan, and after Melvin Bryan, Roy Augustus. After Roy Augustus, you come and you get Arnim Smith. And through the years after Arnim Smith was Owen Serrett, after Owen Serrett was Patrick Connell, after Patrick Connell was I. So what we try to do over the years, and I don't want to take credit for everything, Mr. Adam Smith brought back the music festival when Ram Kapalani sponsored it for $1 million. I don't know if you remember that. And Kenny De Silva was the man who orchestrated the payment to the band. That was a big thing in them time. But officers work hard. They didn't get a cent for that, We work hard in the festival to bring it off. And thank Mr. Arnim Smith. He dead and gone, but for his works that he did. The elevation of the Shield Band movement came, and I had to mention a fellow they call Professor Mark Copeland. When people, it had some fellas in America, was stating that they plan to patent. Mark Copeland and Patrick Manning get a fella a patent lawyer who live in Westmoreland. He's dead now. To go and think they had to find a pan. So they made the G pan. The G pan has an experiment and a mixture of its own, which I don't want to enclose now. But the G pan is a special pan,
Yeah.
It's a formula, and I have to praise Mr. Copeland, Professor Copeland, for what he did.
Right.
Because I have G pan home where I make second pan and tenor pan outer. It is 27-inch. Now that was able to maintain an easy and tonal quality for the band, which changed it. And used one of the great tuners, Butch Kelman, to do it. And I have to give praise to Butch Kelman, the tuner, because he's one of the greats. And Mapo and these guys and them, but boy gone to the great beyond. So that is one of the great achievements was done. But what the man did, he patented from the dodo 17.5 to the 27. And he was skillful to get all of that approved. So this pan, National Instrument pan, the patent is in the hands and the people of Trinidad and Tobago.
Wait. Mr. Diaz, 1 minute. And in a minute, we have to go for a break. Are you saying the pan was patented before? Because just recently, we heard about the government talking about trademark with respect to the pan. You saying the pan was patented previously?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And there was a committee meeting under Mr. Colin Imbert.
Right. So Mr. Diaz, hold it there for 1 minute. Hold it there because we had to go for a quick break. So this is very important because just recently we had the talk about I want to look it up, whether they talk about trademark or copyright with respect to the pan. And you are talking about the patent, which is what is more significant when we are speaking about the pan. So stick and stay right there. Folks, it's In the Village with Uncle Tommy, Professor Wall Street, and you. Tonight we have with us former Pan Trinbago president, Keith Diaz, and he's speaking the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. We'll be right back. Stick and stay. It's In the Village. We'll be right back. Don't go nowhere.
You're listening to WZYE 95.9 FM. You are listening to WZYE 95.9 FM, the most influential name in Caribbean radio in the tri-state area. Broadcasting from East Orange, New Jersey, the most influential name in Caribbean radio, WZYE 95.9 FM.
Trinidad, to leave here, boy, you must be mad. This is the land of milk and honey, rum and coke and easy money. While those verses we were singing, alarm bells kept on ringing. Pundits on each pulpit saying, oh heart and our soul decaying. Suddenly we wake up to a living nightmare, not bliss while electorals act. How did we ever come to this? But so long we hear it, you got to stand up and be counted. But daily we're intimidated. Every day our next witness silence while we recoil from the violence. In our land there is a crisis, broke police, unruly ISIS, while sweet revenge gangs exacting. Police commissioners still acting. Trinbago, it's time. We separate the goat from the sheep. Tell them talk is cheap. We're caught in the world when we have to reap. While them police busy playing hide and seek. We're facing the world when we had to reap. Hey. Oh yeah. Save our land, Trinidad and Tobago. Oh yeah. In our schools, kids getting on. We're fighting, making porn. Our school girls, you won't believe. Live MMA, they pulling weave. Check the vibes, they're living by. Dance all slackness, get rich or die. Alkaline to Movado. Mention maestro, they don't know. No morals, no ethics. There is a centrifugal black hole. Lord, we must move quick to wake their conscience and save their soul. So long we've been hearing evil triumphs when good men do nothing. No triggers pump while words be frothin', and while church attendance real low. Protest back plus them casino, while black market prices haggling through a
And of course, we are back with you. It's In the Village with Uncle Tommy, Professor Wall Street, former Trinbago president, Mr. Keith Diaz, and you on WZYE 95.9 FM. Of course, ladies and gentlemen, we come to you every Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday from 7 to 10 p.m. That's Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday from 7 to 10 p.m. Don't forget, share the live, share the live, share the live. WZYE 95.9 FM on Facebook, on X, WZYE TV and YouTube. You can reach us here at 973-868-1444. That's 973-868-1444.
Also at 973-609-6509, 973-609-6509. Text and voice notes are welcome.
And in the next few minutes or so, if you have any questions for Mr. Diaz, you can either send a voice note or you can call us with your question or you can text your question for Mr. Diaz. So, Mr. Diaz, before we go, right, we was talking about patent, and I found the article. Trinidad and Tobago celebrated another milestone in securing the steel band as its own by attaining a geographical indicator, GI, for the manufacturing of steel pan. This is the intellectual property rights for this country to brand the instrument as its own. Tourism, Culture and Arts Minister Randall Mitchell made the announcement at the inaugural World Steel Band Conference 2024 at the Hyatt Regency.
All right. What I can say, you hear me?
Yeah, we hearing you loud
Hello?
and clear. We hearing
Right.
you. Yeah.
When this patent was made, there was a committee set up under Mr. Colin Imbert, Corporation Soul, the Minister of, what do you call them, Finance.
Finance.
Yeah.
Right? And when that was set up was Professor Copeland, Professor Imbert, or Imbert. There was a guy from the ministry there, Mr. Richard Photo, myself from Trinbago, and we started to talk. There are other two people who came too from the ministry to talk about the patent. The government was paying money because when you have to maintain a patent, you have to pay money. So Professor Copeland mentioned that let us not pay people like this place where the Russia. What the next country name? Oh gosh, we're fighting with
sure.
Russia now.
Saudi Arabia.
The country.
Ukraine?
No, Ukraine. Then we don't pay them for no pan to patent no pan. We could take that money and utilize it in the pan movement. Mr. Imbo tell me you'll get back to me. And he never did. I demitted office. But you know the patent, when you have a patent, it has to you have to do something with it. They're making pan all in America, but nobody in collecting no patent, no money from that.
Right.
And it have the patent there. I don't know.
Wait, 1 minute. Wait, Mr. Diaz. Was it patent in the United States of America?
That's right. You go and check it. Go and check it.
I'll
Ohio making pan. Go Ohio making pan. They making steel band. Panyard Inc. And not a cent coming to Trinidad. Because we have the patent.
Was it under Pan Trinbago?
The Republic of Trinidad and Tobago.
Okay. So wait now. I'm confused now. Right?
Don't get confused.
No. So if the government now celebrated this milestone with this GI for the manufacturing of steel band, Pan Trinbago don't own nothing then? Is the government owns it?
Well, I can't handle that. I wasn't in Trinidad to hear the different things of the handling of the protocol involved with that. So I cannot say.
Okay, all right. So, but we're just trying to flesh out. So another thing that we fleshed out here is that Trinidad and Tobago does have a patent. It's a patent. People
it might finish this year or next year. I can't remember. But I think when it finished, it gone open because Trinidad never claimed nothing.
Yeah, but why only such a short period of time it was?
No, years had passed and they never claimed nothing. I tried to make mention of that publicly. They don't take me on. You forget they're against me. You forget they're against me.
So
I don't love enough by Mr. Rowley and Mr. Imbert, you know. I'm not a nice fellow, you know. They don't like me at all, you know. I ain't afraid to say that. Because I just talk plain.
So Mr. Diaz.
Yeah.
this thing here with this geographical indicators are election gimmick then.
I
Because
don't know. I can't say
listen,
that. I
no, but listen,
know I can't say that.
no,
I
well,
cannot.
listen. No, all right. I ain't asking it to answer.
Yeah.
Because you are telling us you have a patent. If you have a patent, you don't need no geographical indicator.
Well, when you have your question, open your door for question who is an authority. Ask the Minister of Culture, the so-called man who is in charge of culture. That question, ask him.
No, well, no. Being you here tonight and giving us this information make me ask other questions. Because the newspaper said it, this is what they said, another milestone in securing PAN by attaining its geographical indicator for the manufacturing of steel pan. If we have a patent, nobody else can manufacture steel pan.
Without
But the
permission.
pattern, the life of a pattern only lasts a certain amount of years.
I hear
That's the
you.
point I'm making. Right.
I hear you. I hear you. But if what we are hearing from you, Mr. Diaz, is that we have had a patent all these years.
And nobody was doing nothing about it.
So,
but see, that was under Mr. Manning,
Don't care who it was under. We had a patent.
Right.
The important thing is not whichever prime minister was under. I don't care who it was under, me personally. The most important thing is that because many of us were saying, how come they never patent the pan, Tommy?
That's right.
Many of us were saying, we can't understand how we could have.
Remember, in 6 years, I have never said anything. I said quiet.
Yes.
For 6 years. You never see no paper, no newspaper recording against Trinbago, nobody. I never said anything.
But these things are not for 5 and 10 years. Usually it's 50 to 75 years.
Yeah, 10 years is for a long time. I will look that up. No, seriously. I am going to the patent organization here in the United States of America, and I want to find out.
You will get all the information. You will get it.
Let me try see if I get it right now while we're here. Seriously. Because this is unbelievable.
You know, when we had the World Panorama, I'll forget to tell you this one. I was in England in 2010. And a white guy came up to me in England telling me he wants to do an international panorama. I told him, man, it's a good idea. And when I came back now, I took it to the executive. And when we went to the time UNC was in power, and when we went and tell them about that, they say, yes, no problem. And we presented a budget to Ms. Kamala Prasad-Biseta of $30 million, which she never gave us. She clashed it in half and gave us 15, which we couldn't do everything with that. And they waited until 2 months before the international panorama was sitting. But I want to say, I went to the American government who helped, the Canadian government helped, the English ambassador helped with the government of England, helped bands to come from outside. And we had that the conference. We went to Germany, France, England, and I went to Australia pushing the international. People came from all these countries. But they went to do a job on me. They did a job on me. It's all right.
So,
right?
So Mr. Diaz, I am looking on the patent right now. Hear what it says. Application 1999-623. This is what it is. Production of a Caribbean steel pan. Process for the formation of a Caribbean steel pan. No. Using a high hydroforming process and the resulting pans. That's something different though.
All right, that's something that's the hydroforming. That's a different thing.
That's a different thing. Yeah.
That's when that's a different thing with the guy there from I can't remember the place.
I did not the G-pan. I know the G-pan.
No, the G-pan was later than that.
Or because this application was filed by an individual in 6/23/1999.
What's his name?
Inventor George Whitmire and Harvey J. Price. Inventor.
No, that's not it.
All right. So that one, that is something else. Okay.
Yeah.
You see, yeah, because no, this is something that
you look it up because
I look it up.
And the patent is from 17 inches in diameter, right? Or the dodo to the 27 inches of the tenor pan. That's the cheap pan. And what it entails, you're gonna take all the notes on a tenor pan comfortable.
Okay.
Bands still have the G pan, you know, you still have the bands over there. Skiffle Bunch, Desperados, all of them bands have G pan, and since that time when Manning was alive, and they're still playing it.
Yeah.
There's a
So
secret in it, you know. There's a secret, and I don't want to let it go because certain people in the United States want to get our secret, and they had to get approval from Professor Copeland, which I got, and we made it with Triller Drum Company, or we made it cheap pan, but they don't want to go that way.
No,
they bypass Professor Copeland. Professor Copeland should be, he received the highest award in our country. But I am giving him an award as one of the greats who invented something for the pan men. And he's a humble man. I'm talking the truth, you know, brother.
No, we just only talk truth here, you know. So, Mr. Diaz, someone wants to know, what did you do in order to rectify the patent issues?
I went in a meeting, but I said so. At the Twin Towers, I wrote the man they called Colin Imbert to have a discussion to go forward. I never materialized. There were a couple of meetings at the Ministry of Finance. And the hammer floor, I think it was the 14th or the 15th floor. Right? When the meeting was here, I said, Mr. Imbert, do something now. I can't do it because it's not on Trinbago name, you know. It was not on Trinbago, no, it was on the government of Trinidad and Tobago name. Not Trinbago.
Now listen to this, right? Oh, Brian Copeland also have a patent, but that's assigned to the government of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago.
That is it. That is it.
Right. This is patent assigned to the government of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago.
That is what I am speaking of.
Right. It was filed June 29, 2010. The assignee is the government of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago.
Right.
And the inventor is Brian R. Copeland.
That's right.
And it's an ensemble of acoustic steel band musical instrument, being an innovation which significantly improved upon traditional acoustic steel band prior art. Improvement includes an extension of note range across the assemblage of G pans, a substantial reduction in the number of steel pans required to effectively cover the steel pan musical range. And it goes on and on. So that is something a little different.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm telling you. They couldn't have patent at the time the tenor pan, which is the 45 gallon drum, because everybody know about that. But they went and made the G pan, and they were skillful enough to patent from 17 to 27. You reach it and you'll see it. I'm talking facts.
No, you're talking facts. We just look at the patent right there.
All right.
Where, Tommy?
A patent typically lasts 20 years from the filing date of the application.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. That's what I was saying. And I used to make mention of these things publicly so that the people would listen and do what they had to do. Because I couldn't do anything as Trinbago president. I could have dialogue, but I can't do anything. It's in the name of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago.
Oh, okay. So yeah, I mean, with some more digging, I'll find that because I think we have to there's the G pan right. So I think, Mr. Diaz, Hanif, I don't know who is George and Harvey, you know. I don't know where they're from, you know.
I don't know them either. I never heard the name before.
But they have a patent. We know that.
that trigger off the first thing. Because I remember some vividly about what transpired at the time. And this is why the government stepped in with Mr. Manning. He called in a special patent lawyer. The fella living, he died now. He was living in Westmoreland. And I spoke to the guy and he was able to do that. You had to get lawyers to do them things. You can't get special. You had to have special lawyers to do that. Not the regular thing lawyer. Yeah. Them patent lawyers used to do them things.
Yeah, patent lawyers.
Yeah,
Right?
because
So, all these things is things that I sit down, I watch, and nothing is done. Right? And when at the end of the day, when they talk to I try to meet with the Minister of Culture, and Tourism, because when he get the Ministry of Concern, I say that's a good sign because tourism is a format culture, and they can do something. And I want to say culture bigger than sports, Culture is your country. It come from your country. The beat and roots are your belly of your country, Right? Sports, yes, come from your country, but none of them will face the kind of hardship what Pan Man face and Pan Woman.
now, Mr. Diaz, you have clarified two substantial issues tonight. Two
Uh-huh.
substantial issues tonight. One is regarding the lease that Pan Trinbago had a lease. Two, there was an actual patent or patent for the pan
Yeah,
in Trinidad and Tobago.
in the name of Trinidad and Tobago. Just
In
remember
the
that
name-
part.
Right, in the name of Trinidad and Tobago. So, whether it's the government, whoever it is, somebody in Trinidad and Tobago had only patent for the pan. So,
But
if,
rather,
go ahead, Tommy.
it's rather unfortunate that no residuals are being collected.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Panyard Inc. making one set of pan and sell it for $5,000, not a dollar come to Trinidad. And we had the patent. Why nobody ain't pick up that?
You should have stopped them long time.
Oh God, listen to me. You see these people, they have to understand what's going on. They come for Diaz. That's what Diaz was making noise at the time. So they find a way to lick up Diaz and see all kind of thing.
But let me ask a question to say that. And why people used to say that Pan Trinbago is a PNM party group?
Well, that's what people say, but that's not a fact. Because that a lot of people were saying. I will tell you something. My father was a quantity surveyor. And he called me in before he died. He was, the PNM had come up against him. And he said, son, I want to tell you something. Don't join no political party. Because if you join PNM, the other political say you was a PNM. If you join UNC, they go say you're a UNC and the PNM. If you join NJAC, you go say, well, PNM and UNC go say you're a NJAC. So I joined none. So I
So,
have no membership in no political party.
so what you are saying, Mr. Diaz, is during your 10 years presidency, you never joined any political party.
No, I never up to today.
Okay. But you did vote for a party, though.
I did. That's my personal thing.
No, I asked you no question.
I keep my vote. I the undecided voter. I am an undecided voter. According
Independent.
to how I see, if you're doing good in my community, I vote for you. If you ain't doing good, I ain't voting.
So, Mr.
I ain't
Diaz,
sure. I ain't sure for my vote this year. With the election coming up here, because when you get harassed like me, when you get criticized or ostracized like me, you have a hard heart. Because up to now, my salary from the June 2018 to October 2018 is not paid to me. I worked 28 years in the Seaban movement. I ain't get no gratuity. I send it for the public to hear.
no pension. No pension.
Nothing.
So once you left, that was it? Once you left, nothing.
Well, boy, they say how I carried on the thing and it had no accountability and things. That's why I want to prove the accountability, Paper don't lie. I have all home.
Well, Mr. Diaz, you should at least help us, give us here. Let us release one year or 1 month.
I am not in Trinidad, sir. I am in the United States.
Well, we in the United States too.
But I have those documents home.
Oh, Mr. Diaz, don't say that, the home invasion going on in Trinidad. Be careful.
Nah, the way they have it, they can't find it.
All right. So here's a question for you. Hold on, Stay right there. 1 minute.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Wall Street, Tommy.
What up?
I would like to ask Mr. Diaz. He said he has never spoken in 6 years. Why do we suffer from a hush culture? Why did he not speak anything like how he's speaking now in 6 years?
Yeah, ma'am, let me explain you something about the PAN movement. I served the 16th president, the 17th president had to get a chance to do things. Then they had COVID. And under the COVID, nobody could have done anything. So I stay quiet. If I come out and say, they say, well, that I ain't take office, and they had Kotise Kotila, and people in Trinidad would say all kinds of things. So I kept quiet. I have not received any complimentary for the past 3 years from Panchin B was a past president. I never get any. They even called me to go. So I didn't go in the savannah. I walk around in the preliminaries on this track, and that is it. Right? And I felt that I have a program on I-95 in Trinidad, which I speak and say certain things and guideline and history of the PAN movement. But I never go to criticize the Sealban movement or the Sealban Association on air because that is a no-no. Because if I say anything wrong, they're going to sue them. So I was very conservative in my statements to the general public. And I ain't go on no papers and make no story because I find somebody in newspaper people, especially Mark Basadis, a little less than honest. He's not an honest reporter. I can see it publicly. He's the worst reporter in the whole of Trinidad and Tobago. And anything he say, I don't believe it. There's one fella in the Guardian that called me and I gave him a story because I felt that he will do human service. So I just feel like bad talking Trinbago because Trinbago people say, well, look, he gone, he do so much and so much because they have a trail mark that I do X, Y, Z. But I did plenty good things in the Sealban movement. I help a lot of people. I had a lot of Sealban. Sealban facing all kind of hardship, I help them. So if that answers your question, ma'am, that is what I could give up the present time.
Yes, so um Mr. Diaz, do you feel like the current management is victimizing you?
I had dialogue with them. I'm waiting patiently to hear what will be the outcome. I had some discussion with some people, and they are going to raise some things with the president, which I had discussion with her before I came. Right? And one of the things is that I was advised by fellow members that not to carry this organization to court. So I felt I should have a dialogue with them. I put a past president. I understand how hard it is to run the Sealban movement. It's a very difficult thing, a very difficult job. So I didn't feel I should come out and lambaste the Sealban movement because I was sat here before as president. And I know how it's felt. So I had a respect for the president and for the officers of the Sealban Association. So that is why I didn't make any big thing on the papers. But I felt now it getting a little,
Time to talk, time to talk, time to
yeah,
talk.
yeah.
Yeah, time to talk.
So I have done 2 interviews, one with a fellow in the Guardian and now with you. But the fellow in the Guardian only wanted specific talk. But you is really, I have more things to say, I could talk about 4 hours,
You gotta bring your back, man. But Mr. Diaz, I want to compliment you on something, and here's how I got to you, and the off-air talk, we talked about this. I came to Trinidad trying to get Trinbago, TUCO, National Carnival Band Association, in conjunction with the NCC, to do the streaming of Carnival about maybe 5 or 6 years ago. And
more than 6 years, because I debated office 2018. More than 6 years.
All right. Here we go. And you, Mr. Diaz, I sat in Trinbago's office. You as the president, Darren Shepherd was in charge of public relations. He was in charge of PR at the time.
Yeah.
Right? And
he was the external relation officer.
Yes, he was the kind of person who was kind of doing the negotiations. And you signed a contract with us in order to bring money into Trinbago on a yearly basis, a monthly basis, because we were going to do some streaming, we were going to do a movie. We had people who was going to put up money, but we needed a signature from the NCC. That was Kenny De Silva at the time. And Kenny De Silva at the time refused to sign the contract because the company in this country wanted to know that there was a signature from a governmental organization. But you and your people in the hindsight saw the importance that Pan Trinbago could have been making money 24/7, 365 days a year, and you signed that contract. You understand?
Well, I am happy to hear that, and they make it public to known to so many people in Trinidad and Tobago, because they have me down as something else, and I
No,
take these years, and I sat in my home, and sometimes years come to my eye and say, well, look, Keith, why you do that for? You shouldn't go that way, what I mean? I think all we did helping Pan and all kind of thing was in vain, right? Because this year I celebrating 60 years. I started playing Pan in 1964 with a band. We used a big bamboo and them silhouettes. As I break away from Sundong, it had a fella named Chinese Joe Hosang. He used to walk with a hatchet and Cutty, a big strong fella. And we as young fellas was 14, 15 going up. I mean, peck all of we say, no, I mean, come Pele, right? Putting all of we say, now come in tongues to play band. They say, where this country bookie band come from? I mean, they had no drum set in them days, or cymbals and duduk and conga, right? So that's what we had, and we come in tongues to play pan. We didn't have no canopy on top to cover no pan. A hot sun. But today it gets sophisticated. Now everybody thinking, no.
So,
I
Mr.
remember,
Diaz,
yeah.
You would know crosswinds, Joe Lando.
Yeah, no crosswinds in Sawa. Yeah, it had crosswinds, Finland, Silhouette, Sundong, Red River. You understand? And it had a band. Morgan had a band in Lavanti Wood in Sawa. He used to think he's a band with a red thing.
You've been around.
Yeah, Mr.
Morgan,
Diaz.
yeah.
Mr. Diaz, as I'm speaking with you now, I now put one on one together, not to make 11, but to make 2, Because think about this. Think about this. The government had the patent sitting there and did absolutely nothing with it. I came to Trinidad subsequently in order to bring money into the Pan movement, and not only into Pan movement, into Pan Trinbago, into Carnival, into the National Carnival, into the Carnival, because we had a movie company was going to do a movie about Carnival and had contact with Netflix and all these other companies. Where's that? All these organizations in Trinidad and Tobago could have been making money, and you had the testicular fortitude and foresight to sign the contract, right? And not only that, but we were going to stream Panorama across the world, and in between the streaming would have been commercials from these big companies here in the United States, like Verizon, AT&T, and all of that. Yes, and these were all part of it that we showed to you, and your people saw the vision fade. But the NCC under Kennedy Silver and other people who blocked it, they didn't want to block it, And I wonder why they didn't block it. But I go leave that for another day. I go do a jack one. I go leave that for another day, Mr.
Well, I'm happy that you're making it public, because certain things were leveled against me, and when in my tenure as a president, and what was said is a little less than honest to quite a number of people in the steel band movement. I alone didn't do it all alone. I had help from all the officers in all the regions and the central executive. Right? So I not taking all praise for myself, but I had to give credit to some of the people who work in the Steel Band Association to help bring this thing to reality. But like today now, everybody gets kind of afraid and frightened now about things, right? I remember I challenged Adam Smith, We reached an age where I challenged him to fight him in the office, And when Adam say nothing, he said, Keith, the had to get money to have the most impressive iron section from FCB Bank. And when we get the money, Pan Trinbago don't get no allocation yet. And Adam had to pay salary to workers. I say, I get the money, and we get one the big argument and thing in the place on Queen Street. When Adam don't talk to me, tears come to my eye, and I give him the check. You hear? That I have great respect for Adam Smith. I will always say it. Right, George Goddard? All the presidents that passed work hard worked very hard to bring the steel band to what it is today. The steel band movement, it come from yesterday, is the oldest organization in the Caribbean as a cultural organization. Plus, Panorama is the oldest thing in the past. Just thanks to George got that vision.
Mr. Diaz, I want to ask you a question here, and I'm not sure if you will answer it, but I think you will answer it. Under which government did Trinbago get its largest allocation?
Under the UNC.
No. Oh, wait. Oh my God. So I repeated myself.
Yeah,
You
under the UNC government, and I'm not saying something in here to make any kind of thing about it, but they falter when we had the international Panorama. They didn't give us enough money because they were going for election and thing 2015 and so on. But what Brian Kwaitong did, he allowed the steel band movement to make money. So they will get the gate receipts and do things in under Seret and Mr. Patrick Arnold, and they were able to do things right. And it's when they make me, when Keith Rowley come into office, they make me sign a MOA saying that we will collect all the monies from the gate receipts in Panorama, and to date we have not. The steel band movement never get a report, a financial report on that. So you see, there are plenty of things to talk about, You understand? When I write my book, I only have nobody invested in me.
So another thing you have clarified tonight is that the UNC, based on the allocation, we're not talking about the international Panorama. We're talking about the allocation. UNC
you see, there's a fella, what's his name, boy, from the Martin, boy. When I spoke to him, he used to listen and he used to go back and tell the Prime Minister that is although she never gave me an interview, to how much money we need and so on to do things and so on. And he used to liaise with Miss Kamala Bifad, and also Brian Quaintong. I had to give him credit. Brian Quaintong said, no, the steel band mustn't go so I had to give them credit for that.
Oh God, the next thing I learned to myself. So here is the next question, right? Why it is that many people want to say that Trinbago does get all this subvention from the government, yet they couldn't complete the building in Trin City?
The subvention was the subvention. How you will take the money that's given to steel bands, to see about steel bands, assistance to steel bands and so on sponsored bands and so on. You can't take that money and go and do pan and no building with it. How you do that? The money was not allocated for that. At the end of the year, financial year, you have to send a copy of the audited financial statement to the Minister of Finance. And if you don't do that, you don't get allocation for the next year. A lot of people feel that just so things that happen, it don't happen so. When the auditors finish, you send that audited copy to the Minister of Finance and the Minister of Culture. Yeah.
And a lot of people don't realize that it's 100 men per band has to be paid.
You know how much bands it had at the time when they were getting much 300 something bands, Has single band, small band, medium band, and large bands. And when you get on sponsored band, because it's the culture, and is that too much money to pay for culture? Culture is its own thing. You helping so many young people. And the next thing too, the allocation of the $1,000. I have to give credit to the chief Marlene McDonald. When Marlene McDonald get into office, she called me. I did put a fridge. I draw it to that thing and she big fat like a fridge and thing and show it on that. She said, who was here? They say Kid Diaz. And when I came, she said, Mr. Diaz, why you do that for me, boy? I was a jovial thing. But she said, what is your problem? I said, how we will think again for men $200? She said, only $200? I said, yes. That is all. She said, I'm going by Mr. Manning. And at the end of the week, she said, Mr. Manning say, pay $1,000. Right? And what we did, you can't get the $1,000, so I still have the names of the people. Kid doesn't get the money. The people who had to sign the check, we had the names, the ID number, the birth certificate, who was the children, birth certificate and birth certificate number, the passport. All these things were put in place. Right? All these things were put in place.
Mr. Diaz, I want to read something for you. Listen to this,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
As with, and I'm just reading this for you, and I want you to respond to it, right? As with so many projects that Pan Trinbago has overseen, nobody seemed able then or since to explain why millions of dollars allocated to the construction of the building led to nothing at all.
I mean, I don't understand that question too much.
No, it's
Right?
not a question, it's a statement by someone. So what this person is saying that millions of dollars were allocated to the construction of the building in Trin City and it led to nothing. That's what the person is trying to say.
Let me explain to this person.
Yeah.
I said earlier on what happened.
Yeah, they don't listen.
Right?
Explain it to them. They don't listen.
The building was in a hole and there was a flood from the Tacarigo River. And at the time the building was building, they realized that it had a low thing. So they had to raise the level of a higher level. And that caused for the foundation to raise a little bit. Right? When they did that, it overrun. And the government didn't put a cent for the overrun. So at the time, Mr. Arnold had asked for it, and he never got it. I further to say again, Pan Trinbago never received a cent from the government. They had requisition done under the permanent secretary, Efibo Wilkinson, who put requisition for paying workers steel, photo, sand, cement, wherever it is.
But
So
that's
how did
normal.
Pan Trinbago get how Pan Trinbago get money to spend?
But yes, go ahead, Tommy.
With construction, that's normal. It's normal that sometimes you overrun you run over the budget because there are challenges, and that's normal.
Yeah. Well, they didn't see that fit in that time for the organization.
Yeah,
they
but
went in a masquerade and attacked us with all the things, even on Mr. Arnold time and my time.
But Mr. Diaz, what is important, and it is sad that I have to be honest with you, Mr. Diaz, is the PNM people pushing that agenda. Feeling talk
Well,
bad. Let me
yeah, well,
finish. Let me finish.
go ahead now. Go ahead
There's no
now.
you. There's no you. This is the host and Slimly Born, better known as Wall Street. Because the fellow by the name of Fox Islam, who put that statement, what they are trying to do, Mr. Diaz, is to say that the PNM gave the Pan Trinbago millions of dollars for that building, and somehow whoever was in charge somehow didn't use the millions of dollars that they received and use it for other reasons. That's what I am saying.
All right. Well, I explained that already, so I have to go to a third time.
Correct.
And we did a comprehensive report on the newspaper saying that, and people still say, "Pancho, look at the building."
Yeah. And here we have in 2024, this person, right? You were the president, you know, so you should know. You should know exactly what it is up to when you were in office in 2018.
Yeah.
Right?
I know.
So he could say what he want, but you know, you were there. You were there. You know, it's like I remember Shamfa Kojo went to Tobago and says, no one lives there. You know, that is what this guy here. And that is part of the problem. They don't like to hear truth, you know. They don't want to hear truth.
You know, but the truth be told, if Pandey had got another term, they didn't have nothing to worry about, you know.
Yeah.
Well, I had to compliment Mr. Pandey. I always complimented him. When we was putting the stone, when the Steelman Association was born, Mr. Pandey came. When he came, the people of St. Paul Street came out and surrounded him. No other leader ever come around there after that. And before that, is I invited Mr. Pandey. And and you know what he said to me? He said, they ain't built the building yet. He was jovial and he was a fella that I held high in esteem because I would meet with him and ask him things at the time. I wasn't president yet. I was just a chairman of a region, and I used to approach him for different things, right? But I find it strange that to meet with our prime minister, I meet with Pandey, I meet with Manin, I met I met with who again? I met once with Kamala in the prime minister residence. She said, "I want to talk to you," and that was it. I never met with her after. And the president prime minister, he want to see me. So that is it.
Why was that?
I don't know, brother. You had to ask him when you see him.
You never.
I just an ordinary fella, you know.
But what about if you go to a panorama and you see him? He ain't talk to you?
He come a year in the Panyard and talk to me about his family in Desperado's yard and say hello. I said, hello, Mr. Prime Minister. How are you? And that is it. First up, that is it.
So you never had to sit down and have coffee or tea or anything like that?
Coffee? To sit down with? Nah, coffee, you mad? Coffee? Two prime ministers I will give high praises to. First one is Patrick Manning.
Okay.
Patrick Manning, I used to go in Coffee Street and talk to Patrick Manning. Because Patrick Manning felt the needs of the people. And the other one is Basil Pandey, was his partner, but it was different side, but they was friends. Right? And I could attest to that. After that, I can't talk about nobody else. I can't talk about Miss Kamala Prasad Bisesa, neither I can't talk about Mr. Kitrowi. Who go back to me like the business, you know, but that's how it is.
Well, if once you're speaking truth to power, the truth is the truth. You know what I mean? But I was shocked. I was shocked.
Let me get next one. Because in England, the bands in England was facing problems. They wasn't going to have no panorama. And if that happened, that kill all them bands in England. Remember, still in Betancourt was the man who bring the pans in over there and stay back and make pan in Europe and Switzerland and Sweden and so on. A fellow named Pepe Francis, the chairman of the London Brothers of Steel, that is the organization which organized the panorama, came to Trinidad, came to me first. He said, Diaz, I want your support. I want to get some help for the panorama there. And he came to NCC at the time. And they gave 6 bands $1,000 for the appearance fee, £1,000 under the UNC government. That was done. They didn't give me it. They gave when they went with the checks, right, into England and hand the bands it. That was able to bring all the bands in England. Trinidad helped. Right? I know people listen all about. Right? And Pepe Francis received that. They never he thanked me, but nobody never say, well, let me honor him. I never all the things I do in Pan, they don't want to give me no honor. It's all right, no problem. Me ain't begging for nothing. You don't beg for them to honor you in your own country. Right? You don't beg for that. But I receive honor from the Laventille Steel Band Association, but I ain't get it yet because I out here in America. So when I reach home, they say they have it there for me. I thank them for that. Right? But Trinbago, they had no time to honor me. Neither the government. But you know, I used to have an award ceremony for who elders, panman, tuners, arrangers. Everybody used to come. It used to be in Napa. Big thing, you know. You used to come and get look it up. You will see where the award ceremony used to be for years. And Steel Band Monday used to happen. Right?
So what's next for Mr. Keith Diaz?
What next is me. I am not getting no help in writing a book. Writing a book is a very hard and tedious thing. 2 years now I'm in the writings. Right? I get some information here in America. Because nobody recognizes the contribution that Trinidadians, Trinbagonians make in the United States for PAN. Not even, they come and they sit down in the panorama, West Indian American Day Association. They did a lot, right? It was a fellow named Lezama. He did plenty. If it wasn't for him, We went to Hardy Chiban Panorama, and
Carlos.
Carlos Ozama.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's it. Carlos
Right.
Ozama.
And he thought at the time I wanted to take over, but I said, Carlos, how am I going to come and take over you thing in America? I can't do that. I ain't living here. How am I do that? And he like, and all right. And he and the next one was Hama's sister, Joyce Kwamena.
Yes, Joyce. Yeah.
Right. She was pivotal. I had to play a pivotal role in making sure the seal bands get their money. From since that time, we had moods and sonatas and all these pan rebels and all of them. Right? Nobody in Trinidad ever say, well, look, let me recognize them. Let me recognize them in England because they carry, let me recognize them in Canada. They take, it's a big thing now. Let's go to the ice coming up Utica Avenue. And while I come out there, I hear somebody who say, we're going to Juve. Juve? That Trinidad, called, yeah. They are Juve now in Miami. They are Juve in Canada. They are Juve in New York. They are Juve in London. All over the place are Juve. What do you know about Juve? What do you mean in a Juve? But they had to study that. I'm going to Juve.
Yep.
Understand the point I'm making?
Yeah, you know.
And Tobago.
You know, but Mr. Diaz, I have to say that when I look at the things, this is my opinion now, Mr. Diaz. When I look at the things happening with the pan movement, it seemed to me that the pan movement have now become, it's like the PNM controlling the pan movement. And why do I say that? Why do I say that? A significant thing like 11 acres of land. Malcolm X told us land is the basis of everything. If you go around the world, there have been revolutions with respect to land. And we giving up land to get a concrete building, and we don't even own the building. I'm talking about Trinbago. You don't even own the building.
You see, so I made mention earlier in the program. I don't know if it was a plot to get rid of me or make sure I don't go back there, because I know I was not going to accept that. Because Grandma say, Mabel go through Diaz. Says, son, don't give it no land.
Don't give it land.
So my statement is, we should have kept there and give it in tongue too. That is my...
Yes. Yeah, correct is right. Yeah, because listen to this. And not only that, but based on the allocation you're getting from the government, Trinbago can now have an income 390 days. Let me be facetious. 390 days out of the year. And then, they don't have to depend on the government for an allocation or whatever it is.
Well, boy, I know you have to make your comment, but I'm very silent on that. But what I want to say is this.
Why are you silent? Why are you silent on that?
No. Yeah, you can tell me what to ask me to say something, but you can't tell me what to say. Right. But what I want to tell you is this: the coat of arms.
That's an election to me.
No. Listen to me carefully. It had a fellow named Fitzroy Henry from Cocorite. That is the man who always say the pan should be on the coat of arms because you know 3 ships from Columbus. Right? And we in Trinbago were saying that long time since in the 80s. We were saying that, but it never materialized. It materialized now. I have no problem with the pan on the coat of arms, right? But I tell you what my good friend Henry used to say. You don't know who used to say what. So Fitzroy Henry is the first man that came up with that statement that pan should be on the coat of arms in Trinbago in 1980, 81, somewhere around there. He was saying that. You used to call him Castro.
So what you are saying, Mr. Diaz, that people want to give Prime Minister Rowley for some innovative idea of taking the 3 ships off the coat of arms and putting the pan. That innovative idea that have been dealt with long time ago. Long time. So this is just something that you went and somebody must choke you and you regurgitate and you come back with something that have been
Boy, I don't know, but in Trinidad and Tobago,
Uh,
we have a country that, like I was telling a lot of people, that Trinidad have more tourism sites in Trinidad and Tobago.
mm,
Only thing Tobago people maintain the beaches, and they have a higher respectability for the land which they have. In Trinidad, you have people in Point Porter respect the land, keep it clean, and so on. Another people they throw a bottle outside on a paper. We should stop that. I always try to advocate those kind of things. But in terms of historical places that we could go in Trinidad, when I was keeping Panama guy, I met a German and somebody from Switzerland. They came, they heard the thing advertised, and they came to Grand River. When they came there, they saw the turtles coming up to lay their eggs. And that was a big thing for them because they have ecotourism and so on in Trinidad. They had Shark River and all these places to go. Trinidad have three waterfalls, one in Rampanalgas and the other two in the mountain, lower down in Celibia. And you have these places, and I met people on the beach in Celibia. I said, what are you doing here? She and her family, and they're going to the waterfalls. They had like ecotourism. And we don't want to develop these things as a tourist destination. But, everything is Tobago, 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 Tobago. Right? Nothing for Trinidad. You understand? We had the cruise ships. This is coming. Steve used to go and play for this cruise ship. That is happening you know what is happening? In the Bahamas. Because Trinidadian went there, right? Belgrade Bonaparte and this fella from Belmont, City Kids, and so on. They were there in the Bahamas, right? Playing pan. Stanley Warner, better known as Dum Dum, he used to tune the pan. He from Corregidors and Sawo. And he used to be showing them people when the tourists come off the boat. But we in Trinidad here ain't doing that because that's too big. Tourism cut that off.
mm-hmm. They cut that off?
Yeah, but I'm telling you, I don't know what they're doing now, so they cut it off. Don't ask me. Go and talk to the Minister of Tourism.
I gotta ask him that. So,
Ask
folks,
him that.
yeah, just before we go, folks, don't forget, you can put your closing comments in the chat. Put your closing comments in the chat. But Mr. Diaz, I want to say, I definitely want to have you back, because this you're laughing. You sound like you're my partner. If you could sign a contract with me, right? And for all these years,
I didn't know you at the time.
no, you didn't know me, but listen, that's where I see you had a vision. You had a vision.
All right.
Because look at it today. Just imagine if we had done that and we were streaming how much money
Money. That's right. Right.
And it's us dollars, It wasn't TT dollars, It was us dollars,
Because they don't have no foresight.
Go ahead, Tommy.
Mr. Diaz, I look forward to your book so very much.
Well, I don't know if I'll get sponsored for it because I have to do this on my own, and it ain't easy to write, and then you have to see about somebody to vet it, and you know how the thing going, writing things.
Mr.
Right?
Diaz,
it's doable. It's all doable.
Mr. Diaz, I will talk to you. They have AI that do that, and they have AI could do that for you. And don't worry yourself. We go talk.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll be appreciative of that.
Yeah, man.
Right?
But listen, man. I really appreciate this discussion because I've reached out to you and you promised me you'll come. You're a man of your word. You promised me you'd sign that contract and you sign it. Even though I came about 5 or 6 different times in Trinbago.
Well, it's not an easy. It's not an easy organization around,
I'm telling you.
When I get up in the morning, I used to say my prayers.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you something. When I faced Patrick Manning to ask him for a house of Sydney got up. I said, let me tell you something now, just so in front of Mr. Manning. Our house of the president, hard like I talking here, so. And Mr. Brown kicking me under the say, so good I the prime minister, I say, what you telling me? You got to listen to what I said. That ain't happening today. That out.
But I was not going to tell you that. If you had said that today, boy,
what? They locked up.
But I'd pick you up in the Port of Spain General. I'd pick you up in the Port of Spain General Hospital.
But that's why I give Manning praise, Give him that thing. And Tanti Joan, and
Oh,
this
that's our
girl,
next good one. That's our next one. Oh God.
Chanty Joan, and this one who passed away. Was a minister culture at the time. What's she name? She was fat. Um,
Um,
from Port
that's
of
gonna
Spain South. Uh,
Marlene.
Marlene.
Marlene McDonald.
Yes.
That woman used to listen to pan people. Chanty Jones used to listen to pan people. Right? And the tabla, I forget the one thing before you go. Let me tell you something. The tabla is an instrument of India or Sri Lanka, some one of them countries. The minute you made that a national instrument, you will get so much call from foreign because that is not of Trinidad and Tobago. We played
That
a
is
lot. You know who is it? Who will make it Trinidad? The Dantal. I don't want to tell them what to do, but you see me? Yeah.
Mr. Diaz, were you at Ken Professor Fillmore's funeral?
Yes, I was there. I spoke at it. The funeral.
Yeah, because the reason why I said that is that there was one prominent pan player who made such a big deal about Pan Trinbago. I'm not gonna call his name. You think about it. He put the current Pan Trinbago, which was led by you at the time, in such a bad light.
Well, let me tell you something. When people looking for office, they won't say nothing good about you,
Well,
And
he wasn't looking for office. He was promoting the current. He was
right,
the current
yeah,
president.
right. Well, when after years has passed and you analyze the whole thing, when a quotation came to me on YouTube some weeks ago and said, when they ill speak you, that means you're doing something good.
I can always say, school children don't throw stones at tree that are behind mango.
Yeah.
So,
Right?
Mr. Diaz, I want to say thank you so very kindly, man, for taking up this and spending 2 hours here with us tonight. It's really appreciated, and you're still your vibrant, vivacious.
Well, I learned that from a fellow called Sidney Gallup and Adam Smith.
Yeah.
When you talking about the steel band movement,
Mm.
that come from within my heart. Pan go all over my body. I sleep and wake up. I don't even know. I still play iron in the Rados this year.
Yeah.
Up to Saturday, I play iron
Mm.
in Desperados, in the
Nice.
Rados in America. Right? I
Yeah.
went to practice in the night and I played. Right? And
Nice,
from
nice.
1964 to now, I play only 1 year miss, like 1990. I didn't play any Panorama. But after that, 1964 right through, I play Pan from 1964 to 2024.
Nice.
How much people in the world could do and say that? And I'm talking to you without paper. I have no paper. I have no way to look at team on my head.
No, Mr.
Yeah,
Diaz,
just scratching your head.
I want to say, man, I really appreciate this discussion, and you're still your same vibrant self that I met you years ago, and we haven't talked for such a long time. Any closing words before you go?
I would like the government of Trinidad and Tobago take a serious note of the SANT movement, the elders of the PAN movement. Give some of them guys some kind of credit in terms of honor. And I wish them, because they labor in the vineyard. I meet one, he get 5 years in jail when he was with dead end kids in up the hill in Lavati for pan, because they was rioting. If you see the man, he say, boy, that country ain't give me nothing. There are quite a number of them all over the place, in north, south, east, and they should get some sort of something. Outside there, you could give them something, give them some kind of remuneration. They labor in the vineyard for that. I used to get them, but they don't get none now. Right? I used to get them a coffee, or you call it, and they used to come and get help. Right? I see fellas like relax on them coming in office, bold face on them come and get help. Muso come in. Them is villains. Them is fellas who I know from young coming up in the panel. Thunderbolt Williams. Them fellas is one thing I know. Fonda from the Sparrows, Rudolph Child, all of them I know. Them used to work project and him and Muso and them used to fight with Upper Jackals and Renegades. These fellas and them labor for pan to make pan what it is today. But nobody had time with them fellas. Nobody ain't gain them nothing. When they come around, you buff them. They ain't coming by the office again. Long time I used to give them, make sure everybody get a piece. When they come out, it's just high. Not today. So I feel the government should do something about that, whoever, and think about the pandemic and them because they labor. Let me tell you something again. I repeated this part of the history that the African people will come to Trinidad, they invent something called the tambu bamboo and then pan in 1881 and 1884 the proclamation was made banning the drum. So that is why we have this pan today. Who talking about that? Go in the books and find out. Go in and find out in the books. It didn't happen in Jamaica. It didn't happen in Guyana, Suriname, neither the Americas. It happened in Trinidad and Tobago. Why? Because it's a spiritual thing. Pan is a spiritual thing. Okay? That's my message. I'm talking for the elders.
Thank you.
All right?
Thank you. Thank
Thank
you.
you so very kindly, man. We appreciate it. Thank you so much.
All right. Okay.
Yeah,
Thank
man.
you very much.
Thank you
All right.
so much. We appreciate it. Here we go,
All right.
folks.
Blessings. Blessings to you.
All right, Tommy, let me go for that break. Let me go for that break. Let's go for that break. We'll be right back. Stick and stay. We'll be right back.
You're listening to WZYE 95.9 FM. You are listening to WZYE LP 95.9 FM, the most influential name in Caribbean radio in the tri-state area. Broadcasting from East Orange, New Jersey, the most influential name in Caribbean radio, WZYE 95.9 FM.
There you go. Tommy.
Go ahead.
Tommy.
Yes.
You know, what I realized, Tommy, and I'm going to give my closing quote. Folks, put your closing quotes in the chat. Is that the icons of Trinidad and Tobago, we don't treat them the way they're supposed to be treated.
No respect.
No respect. We don't have no respect for them.
Trinidad is a very unforgiving place, you know.
Man. Oh, you could say that again.
I don't want to say Tobago because Tobago is a whole lot more compassionate.
Different. You know, think about this, right? I hear the comment all the time. Oh, Pantrin, we go get all this money. Look how they have that building sitting down there. And you know,
people don't even know.
Correct is right. Correct. They don't know, but they don't want to know.
They don't want to know that they don't know because everybody think they know everything.
Right. They don't want to know. So they could spew information like what Fox spewing. All you doing is spewing, you know, because that is PNM rhetorics.
It's sad.
You understand? The man told you he was the president, you know. You understand?
He had nothing to do with the building of that building. It was strictly up to Judicot.
Hello, you understand? And them get blamed for that. You know? But you know something? There's how PNM people just do it, eh? They just shift the focus. Beverly Ramsey Moore is supposed to be saying, I'm doing a PNM here. This is what PNM people just do, eh? Beverly Ramsey Moore is the one to blame. She should be telling the people that Trinbago is not responsible. It's you they cut or the government was responsible. She can't do that. She cannot do that.
She has to keep the narrative up.
Oh, you mean she can't say that? You're mad? You want them take back that building to she don't import a Spain? Eh? But anyway, let me give my closing quote, eh? Let me give my closing quote to me. My son texting me while I'm on air. Like them just forget on here, you know, Tommy. Where go do, Tommy? You understand?
Yeah.
When them need something, they need it now, you know. They don't need it yesterday or the day before. My closing quote. I don't ask some bombshell to drop today, you know, but we go drop it. We go drop it Thursday. Remember who stood by your side as you rebuilt yourself. Those are your people. Remember who stood by your side as you rebuild yourself. Those are your people. From where I sit, this is it. The clock on the wall said that's all I like to say, but I've got to go. Remember, hard work beats talent when talent does not work hard. And for every 60 seconds of anger, you lose 1 minute of happiness. Remember, your circumstances may determine who you are, but you are responsible for who you become. There we go, Tommy.
My closing quote is from Lena Reynolds, and it goes like this: Love is something that if you give it away, you end up having more. Love is something that if you give it away, you end up having more. Like I always say, you, the man in the mirror, you have to become that change that you want to see. But if when you look in that mirror, you don't like what you see, do not blame the mirror. Never look down on a person unless you're giving them a hand up. I like to make sure that you remember that you ought to be safe as you go out there. Be safe so that we can see you back again here on next Thursday, God willing. Love you all. Be safe. Good night.
Thank you, Tommy. Miss Atlanta says, Miss Atlanta, take a screenshot of us and send it and say thank you. What you know, you know. Thank you, Tommy. Uh, Let me play this voice note. Hold on.
Good evening to one and all. It will be nice if we could clock in, go to bed with the understanding that God is able to do far exceeding abundantly above all, not some, plenty, most, but all that more than we can even imagine once he gets the opportunity. Good night, all.
Good night, sir.
That is our friend Gordon Joseph. All right. Let's see. All right. I think that's it for the voice note. Hey, Julia Davis and my Facebook, she doing a live, by.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Let me go into the chat. Yeah, she said we should do that live, by. Okay. Um, Fox Islam says, Wall Street, you are talking nonsense. Kamala promised Panchamigo 7 million to finish the building, not Urecut in 2011. Okay. Hailey says the poor inventor cannot overshine the treasury thieves because then the world will know that the less fortunate is actually intelligent of the country. Hanif says Trinidad is a very disrespectful country, especially to our elders and our icons. Trinbago had a deed and the PNM government lied to the government. To the to the,
The nation.
to the nation. Look what that fella say. Boy.
He was a corrupted president.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what he said. Adam Smith was made a senator under Mr. Pandey. Fox is now closing comments. Diaz also had to deal with the calls for him and Trinbago, the executive, to resign over allegations of corruption mismanagement. Okay. Curtis, you Dario, brother. Hanif said information is power. The man that uses it wisely is powerful. um, Caribbean Soul said Gordon gone silent tonight, boy. I thought Gordon loved Pan. Nah, man, he listened tonight. Caribbean Soul says, thanks to Mr. Keith for giving us full bucket of knowledge. I enjoyed this discussion. Yeah, that's what it is. Hanif says, Mr. Diaz doesn't want to expose himself. He's keeping heavy artillery for the war he sees coming. Yeah. Everett Nichols says, very interesting and informative program. And last but not least, Wall Street. Fox says Wall Street stopped talking nonsense about land. The land in Trin City was an abandoned project. Oh God. Oh God, Malone say he drop asleep. Yeah.
All right.
All right. So, folks, we are out of here, but we can play a pan song to go to me. I don't know pan song here, boy.
You have a pan song there?
I know. Give me a pan song quick now. I think I know pan song here. Let me see, boy.
You have Clive Bradley's Stranger.
Hold on. Let me see if I get that real quick. Clive Bradley.
Clive Bradley's Stranger.
Let me see if I can get that real quick. Here we go. Clive Bradley Stranger. That's a long one, Tommy, by 10 minutes, Tommy.
You don't play all of it, just play.
All right. I'll play
some for us.
All right, okay. All right, so folks, we're going out with Clive Bradley Stranger. See you guys on Thursday. Thank you all for joining us. Later.
When Steel talks, everybody listens.